breaks free, 50, still on his feet. Takes it into the house. Touchdown, Nebraska Wesleyan. Wow.
LNKTV Sports and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network presents Prairie Wolves football. Today it's a conference matchup featuring the Spartans of the University of Dubuque and your Nebraska Wesleyan University Prairie Wolves. This game is made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity, own it. And Nebraska Wesleyan University, NWU. Now let's take you out to Able Stadium with Jeff Moats and Tim Bob Kitzmiller.
It is Hall of Fame and homecoming weekend here in Lincoln at Able Stadium. Welcome to Able Stadium here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Along with Tim Bob Kitzmiller, I'm Jeff Moats. We're glad to have you here for another exciting matchup of Prairie Wolves football as Nebraska Wesleyan welcomes in the Spartans from the University of Dubuque. And Tim Bob, when you look at this matchup, we were kind of talking here before we went on how this may be kind of an even matchup considering what these two teams look like entering today. But the one thing about Dubuque that really stands out, they've got a great defensive back core that ranks pretty high when it comes to conference play.
They have really good defensive back, and Carter Terry's going to have to be aware of that, take care of the football, value the football. He's had some interceptions, thrown 6 on the year, so he's going to need to be sure that he's delivering the ball on time and being sure where those defensive backs are on the field.
The one thing that we want to talk about, too, with Carter Terry, he likes to throw that football all over the yard, Tim Bob, and you know very well what Carter Terry can do. But he likes to go to Kevin Timms at the same time and throwing that football. One thing they got to do today when you look at the keys to the game is mixing it up, because the solid secondary from Dubuque and those 3 defensive backs, that could be problematic, and you got to utilize your running back and Josh Romaine, making sure that line is capable of creating pass for him and even force 3rd and long, because Dubuque is a better running team than they are a passing team in the conference.
Yeah, they're going to want to run the ball, set up that play-action pass, but you're right. They're going to have to go those other receivers and be able to step up, because at this point in the season, you are who you are, and the tendencies are there, and the team's going to game plan for that. So you're going to have to go those other receivers and get them open and get them opportunities. And they've got to step up and make plays, because, Timms is going to be the guy that they're going to look for to stop.
When you look at Nebraska Wesleyan's passing offense, they're number 2 in the conference. They come in averaging about 383 yards per game. Again, the passing game has been the bread and butter, the running game not so much. But when you look at having this home field advantage here today, homecoming, that could give them an extra boost of energy in making sure that they come away with a victory today.
Yeah, and I think coming away with a victory is going to come down to that offensive line, that line of scrimmage. They've got to get a push up front, open up some lanes, and get Romaine running the ball a little bit, and that will take pressure off of Terry and that passing game.
Speaking of Terry, if you're Dubuque, you want to put as much pressure on him as much as possible. You're looking to blitz. You're looking to get to him right away in that backfield. So Dubuque on defense has got to pressure him. Don't give him any time to look for guys like Timms and David O'Connell and other receivers that he likes to go to. Offensively speaking, they have trouble moving the ball when it goes to the passing game. The running game is pretty much their bread and butter, and like what to use here every time they go out. So obviously passing is going to have to be somewhat efficient for them if they have to do so in certain situations.
Well, if you're a Prairie Wolves, you're going to want to make them throw the football, beat you through the air, make that quarterback make plays. And they've had a tendency to turn it over. They're averaging 2 turnovers a game. So, either on fumbles or passing game. So, defensively, you want to make them throw the ball, take away that running game, load the box, and put pressure on that quarterback.
Let's look at the quarterback comparison. Speaking of the quarterbacks, when you look at how these two guys stack up, Jacob Keller got pretty good yards for him, but not near as much as you see for Carter Terry. You got over 1,400 yards for him. Terry has accounted for 16 touchdowns. Rushing-wise, you look at what Keller can do versus what Terry can do. Obviously, there's a big difference there. But the interceptions, though, only 4 thrown this year for Keller, only 6 for Carter Terry. But again, the passing game really stands out when you look at these guys head-to-head.
Right, and Carter Terry's going to want to hit those crossing routes, those seam routes, try to get the ball out in space to his playmakers, where Keller's much more of a run-oriented pass, set up that play-action pass opportunity. So, very different approaches, but very similar outcomes in terms of their record and their production on offense.
How did they look on offense, both teams? Comparison to head-to-head, there you see it right there on your screen. Passing-wise, Wesleyan just stands out. The rushing percentage or yards per game, obviously very heavily in favor of Dubuque. So Wesleyan's got their work cut out for them. And coming into this matchup today, if they want to try to mix it up, they got to get that ground game going. As Dubuque, as you see, leads this series all time 4-0. This is the 5th meeting between these two teams here since Nebraska Wesleyan joined what was then the Iowa Conference, now the American Rivers Conference in 2016. Should be fun here. It's homecoming day here at Able Stadium, Hall of Fame day. We'll see some inductees being recognized at halftime as well. Should be a fun game today. And it's a little bit overcast, but the temperature pretty good for this time of the year for football in Lincoln. Stick around. We'll bring you more action here from Able Stadium. Coming up next, it's Nebraska Wesleyan and Dubuque. The Prairie Wolves and the Spartans are right here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Welcome back to Able Stadium here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network on LNK TV with Tim Bob Kitzmiller. I'm Jeff Moats. We're glad to have you here for homecoming and Hall of Fame Day here in Lincoln. And it's Dubuque, the Spartans, coming into town today to take on the Prairie Wolves. And this is the second time in 3 weeks that a team from Dubuque has played Wesleyan. There you see the current conditions here. Overcast, 74 degrees, wind out of the northeast at 12 miles per hour. That's what it's looking like. You know, at one point maybe this morning it looked like it was going to rain, but I don't think there's a major threat of it at all, at least this afternoon. But we should be able to get through this no problem, although, what was it, a few years ago we were in I think a lightning delay, and we were delayed for quite a while with Dubuque in town of all teams. And I remember we started the game at 1. The game didn't get over with till about 6:30.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that. It's homecoming. Let's have a great game.
So it'll be Tyler Sheffield to kick away there, as you see on your screen, for Dubuque. And Sheffield getting everybody lined up, and we'll get this thing started, and here we go. And this one is going to be picked up by Guzman at about the 1. Looking to cut out toward the middle, and a flag thrown, and likely going to go against the Prairie Wolves as Guzman's forward progress gets him only up to the 11, so a short 10-yard return for Guzman.
Be a holding maybe on that, put him back inside the 5-yard line if that's where the flag is dropped.
Yeah, that'd be obviously half the distance of the goal. Let's see. David Forsyth, the referee, with the ruling.
Logging back on the receiving team, number 6. Penalties half the distance to the goal, first down.
That'd be Quinn Keller, the son of Nebraska Wesleyan head coach Brian Keller. Quinn Keller, junior out of Lincoln Northeast. And so the Prairie Wolves with it at their own 6. So 1st and 10 here. Carter Terry going to go out of the pistol setup. Now he'll shift up the line a little bit. And a man in motion, they're going to counter and give up instead. And a handoff up the middle that time. Logan Evans gets the carry. The sophomore out of Olathe, Kansas, out of the Kansas City metro area, gets it back up to about the 12-yard line. There you see the starters, Terry, Romaine, O'Connell, Timms, Mathis, Ewald, another player out of Grand Island. There you see the line, Adams, Davis, Neighbor, and Brown there. There you see the defensive starters here for Dubuque. Petrella, Gaines, among others there, that make up that defensive core. Tim's in motion. Terry with some time. He's going to throw the ball, and it's caught just across the 15 at about the 16-yard line. And the catch made by Isaac Dannell, who was a sophomore out of Ralston.
Good, I was going to say, good protection that time. Terry had great, able to look through his progressions, come back and hit that drop down route right there at the first down marker. So good protection, good push on the first play. So they move the sticks on their first possession and get away from the goal line.
So 1st and 10. Here is Terry, sidearm toss is complete around the 29. Breaking tackles is O'Connell, and he spun around and stopped at midfield. His helmet pops off. He's going to be marked down at the 47-yard line. That quick pitch and catch. O'Connell coming through there. There you see his numbers on the season. He's got 4 touchdowns on the season. And a nice pickup there for the Prairie Wolves.
Yeah, great pass over the middle. A great job of picking up the blitz. Had time to throw, hit that crossing route in the seam, and moves the ball out close to midfield.
They'll go 3 splits on the left at the top of the TV screen, as you see. Terry again to Timms, working toward the outside, got across midfield, tackled around the 47-yard line of Dubuque.
Good blocking out there on the perimeter by Rhymes and the other wide receiver out there. That's just a long handoff out there. Good job by Timms, picking about 5 or 6 on the first carry.
He's the go-to guy for Carter Terry. There you see his stats. 15 yards, roughly 16 yards a catch. And he's at 600 total on the season with 6 touchdowns.
Over 1,000 for the season, so great job.
2nd, and we'll call it 4. So they work from the 47, and here is Evans on the carry, and Evans, no gain on the play, still at the 47. That'll bring up 3rd down. This is where Dubuque defensively really needs to step up and pursue that box. That's being protected for Terry.
I watch them to bring the blitz on 3rd down. This is a big opportunity for them to try to get off the field for the Prairie Wolves. They need to convert right here on their first drive just across midfield.
O'Connell is the outside split at the top of your screen. Mathis down here in the bottom. Evans in motion. And Terry's going to go to Timms, who gets the first down at the 42 and stumbles out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, and a first down here for Wesleyan.
Good pitch, good catch, just a nice out route there. The wide receiver ran the clear out and catches it and gets the first down. Good conversion.
Good job there, most important 3rd down situation. And Wesleyan being a little bit patient here. They're not in quite a rush. Here you see that catch by Timms again as he stretched toward the 40 to get the first down. He only had to get to the 43, but he picked up an extra 3 out of it. So Terry again out of the pistol. And Evans going to go in between the tackles and gets inside the 40, going to be brought down around 38-yard line.
The player down there, limping number 5 for the Prairie Wolves. He's down there.
That might be Cole Connick, who's down there.
Kind of came out of that pile limping, and the trainer rushing out there. They've got a good push so far on their running game. Other than one no gain, they've moved the line of scrimmage and protected Terry well here in the opening drive here.
And then that's something that we alluded to in pregame, is that you got to be able to protect him at all times, especially if you're looking to throw the football. And it's Connick that's on the field for Wesleyan. He's a senior out of Northeast.
A Rocket.
And that, traditionally that Northeast High School to Nebraska Wesleyan connection, that's been solid for many years. And, with this football team, you see a number of guys that played football at Northeast that have come over here and continue their college career. So Connick's being helped off. Looked like he may have tweaked an ankle. Hopefully it's nothing too significant, but he has got a little bit of a hitch there in the giddy-up. So he will get checked out by the training staff. And 2nd, and we'll call it 8. And this will be from the 38 of Dubuque with 11:11 to go here in this first quarter of action. Now Terry going to spread it out. Looking to throw, got some time in the pocket, throws a pass. It's knocked away, incomplete, but almost intercepted by Dubuque. And the intended receiver for Nebraska Wesleyan that time happened to be Donnell again.
And that's Terry's first incompletion of the day. Tried to hit the tight end over the middle, throw a little high, and luckily it wasn't intercepted. Brings up a 3rd down and long for the Prairie Wolves.
So Terry with some receivers split. 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom on your screen. Blitz being shown here by Dubuque. Terry rolling out of the pocket, and he underthrew it incomplete around the 29. And looked like that time Trace Lenners was the intended receiver, and it goes incomplete, and now the punting unit will come out for the Prairie Wolves.
As you said, they brought the blitz and didn't get picked up well. He had to roll out of the pocket, throw to the left, rolling to his left, and just threw the incompletion. Hope they can pin him deep here with the opportunity to on special teams.
Jacob Hall, the sophomore, will punt. And back to return here is Jordan LaBelle. And he'll catch it about the 8, try to make a return. And going to be quickly knocked out of bounds short of the 15-yard line.
Yeah, pretty good coverage that time on the special teams. Good punt to not roll it into the end zone. Pin him back there at about the 14-yard line.
We'll get to see Jacob Keller here. First time this afternoon for him on offense.
Prairie Wolves' defense has been solid this season. They've really played well.
They really have.
Linebackers flying to the football.
And Carell Simpson's done a tremendous job. In various instances, he's working that rush in spot toward the top of your screen as he hedges up. Blitz being shown here as handoff it goes, cutting back in, spinning out of a tackle, and brought down for a 1-yard gain to about the 15-yard line. And Brandon Coppola, the freshman, getting the first snap of the game here at quarterback for Dubuque.
Yeah, a little change up on us there a little bit, but good job at the point of attack by that defensive line, turning that back. Linebackers able to come up and they get a lot of hats to the ball, just a short gain on first down.
There you see the starters. Brinker, the linebacker, who was a defensive player of the week here back on October 4th. Ellerby as the other linebacker. Busmenti also as one of the linebackers. Powering his way through the middle is Tiger Giesland. Giesland gets a pickup of about 5 up to the 20-yard line as they go right through the middle again. Dubuque loves to run that football.
Yeah, they're going to want to try to push it right down the throat, and the defensive line is going to have a lot of pressure on it. Got to handle that offensive line, get off the blocks, and get here on 3rd down, get a stop, get the ball back for their offense.
Coppola, Giesland, Pipkin, those are the guys you see. Damon Street over there as well as one of the wideouts. 3rd and short. And Coppola rolling over here, left side, looking upfield, got a man over there, caught at the 49 of Wesleyan and across midfield, tackled inside the 45-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 44, and a big reception there by the wide receiver, Jamari Jenkins.
Yeah, broke contain right here. Good, took away his first option. He got outside. Cornerback came up on to stop the run, and good job of keeping his eyes up, throw it down the field, and the tight end, as you'll see, comes open. Coming across the field here, right here in the flat. Pressure, he gets his eyes up, throws a nice ball down the field for a conversion on 3rd down.
And they're going to run the football here. Handoff it goes to Giesland. Again, Giesland takes it from the 44 down to the 39, gets 5 on the pickup before he stopped by the Prairie Wolves on the outside.
It's just a sweep play, wide sweep, one-on-one, trying to get that zone block, and he gets about 5 on a zone read play.
Spartans break the huddle. Pipkin and Street are the splits. There you see Coppola, the quarterback. He'll shift up the line a little bit. Pipkin and Street at the top of the screen as the wideouts. And Giesland gets the handoff around right side. inside the 35, got the first down, finally brought down by Simpson, it looks like, at the Prairie Wolves' 29-yard line. And that ground game is pretty rugged so far here for Dubuque. But again, they throw the ball. One of the rare times they're going to throw the football and they get a big gain out of it.
Yeah, that gives them that momentum, and that running game follows. That offensive line got a great push that time. Kicked out the defensive end, ran off tackle, and moves the sticks to just inside the 30.
Pistol set up here. They'll go trips on the near side, bottom part of the screen, as you see. Coppola out of the gun, gets it. Got some time here. Pressure is on, eluding tackles, and finally brought out of bounds inside the 25.
Coppola is 6 foot, 200 pounds, good size. He just rolls out there, doesn't see anything, pulls it down, picks up a few yards, and second and about 5.
Yeah, maybe less than that. Going to be probably a 4, 2nd and 4.
That threat of the running game really puts pressure and gives the quarterback time, and he did a nice job of just being patient with the ball and not forcing anything.
New running back in there. Kellyan Buckner is in there, quarterback or running back. Here's Coppola's pass in toward the far corner of the end zone, incomplete. And that time he was aiming for Demond Street.
Looked like the Prairie Wolves might have dodged the bullet there. Receiver looked like he was running wide open. Ball thrown well past the receiver, but he was open. Safety late coming over. They brought the blitz when they weren't able to get to Coppola, but he missed the play, and Prairie Wolves dodged the bullet. Brings up 3rd down.
And the Spartans will send Pipkin as a wideout. Gary Young out there, he's a freshman, as one of the splits. Coppola out of the gun. And it's Giesland on the move, breaking tackles, finally tackled at the Wesleyan 10-yard line, and a 1st and goal coming up here for the Spartans. And Giesland's helmet is off, and he's on the turf.
Boy, that's a great run by Giesland. He had a great line to run through. He's, again, down with his helmet off, but they're just really gashed that defensive line of the Prairie Wolves. Nebraska Wesleyan's going to have to shore that up, get the linebackers on that.
There you see Giesland out of Las Vegas. He is on the turf.
I didn't see what happened. He was tackled there. We didn't really see a good angle as to what the injury might be.
Let's see if we can get a replay on it and maybe get an idea of what may have happened. So we take a look at this end of the run here as he breaks through. And
Giesland's got 100.
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
He might have, when he was going down, he probably pounced on the ball. He had the ball around his right side, and when he landed hard, he probably landed hard on the ball, and he got maybe the wind knocked out of him or something.
Well, Giesland's had 30 carries for 139 yards on the year, so he's not carried the ball a ton, but he looked pretty good on that drive. Again, hopefully he's not injured. And, again, maybe just the wind knocked out of him, as you said.
Yeah, because the way it looked on the replay is where he had the ball, and the way he came down on that ball just, I think, knocked the wind out of him more than anything. Hopefully it doesn't do anything too significant. Let's see it again. And we'll slow it down, getting close to it right after this play. Right about there where he's going down. And watch where he lands.
Yeah, I think right on the football.
Yep. I think he's going to come out and get tended to and just regain his breath.
Yeah, he's telling the coaches, I'm all right. It just knocked the breath. I was scared to do that. Nothing. I've been there, done that.
Yep. Yep. Not a good feeling for sure.
The 1st and goal here for Dubuque.
Big time opportunity here for the Spartans to take control. And they're going to go to the right side on the handoff that time to Buckner, and Buckner going to be forced out of bounds. No, he got in there, looks like. Did he get in? Yes. I saw the signal for a touchdown. It is. So from 10 yards out, Buckner gets into the end zone. And let's see the replay again. Again, able to get through that crease. Yep, he got in there. Got the corner, knocked off the pylon, got in.
Well, the linemen for Dubuque are getting in that second level, getting on those defensive backs makes it easy to score if you're a running back. They had that one big pass play, and the rest of it was on the ground.
Yeah. And so Jacob Wolf, the senior kicker, will attempt the point after. And that one is up, and it is good. So, with just under 6.5 minutes to go, quarter number 1, Dubuque on their first drive of the game, they strike, and they go up 7-0. You got a few people hanging out there, doing a little tailgating, watching some football. Good crowd here for Hall of Fame and homecoming. Good turnout. Jeff Moats, Tim Bob Kitzmiller with you here from Able Stadium on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network on LNK TV. 7-0 Dubuque, as you see on the screen. Opening drive for Dubuque. And it's successfully in a 10-yard touchdown run by Buckner, and Guzman retrieves the ball, and it goes into the end zone for a touchback. And so Wesleyan will take over their own 25-yard line.
Yeah, that Dubuque drive was pretty impressive. They had one pass of 36 yards, and then the rest of it was on the ground. 86-yard drive, 9 plays. Pretty efficient.
And that's what's going to help you win ball games if you're efficient like that. And again, you mentioned that big pass play. There you see head coach Brian Keller. Longtime head coach here going back to 1996, as he's been on the sidelines here all those years, had some great teams during that period of time. As Carter Terry works out of the pistol, and a pass in the flat to Lenners gets up to about the 30. Short of there, about the 29, I think that's where we're going to spot him, so about a 4-yard pickup.
Win today would put Keller 500 for his career.
Yeah.
That's a nice pitch. Terry getting the ball out of his hand quickly, getting that easy 3 or 4 yard gain on first down. Had a pretty good drive the last time, stalled inside the Spartans' 30-yard line.
Let's see what Terry does here on 2nd and 6. Got some time. He got somebody over here. Mathis at the 46. And he runs out of bounds. They will spot him at the 47 and a first down for the Prairie Wolves.
Key to that is going to be the protection. You'll see Terry had lots of times to throw. It's a deep route to the outside. Delivered right on time. Nice throw, nice catch.
That's a big pickup there. Good look to Mathis cutting out to the edge. And now the Wolves at midfield. Chase Rennie, one of the receivers at the top. And now Terry's sending everybody out over the middle. And a catch made by Donnell. And he gets across midfield at the Dubuque 49 where he stopped.
Yeah, just a nice shallow cross there by Donnell. Came underneath, the linebackers backed out on the pass coverage. They brought the blitz. Terry, good patience to deliver that ball and get a few yards out of it on first down.
If you're patient and you pass the ball like that to get downfield, I mean, obviously good things will happen, especially if you work the outside and the flats.
We just see the contrast between these two offenses on these back-to-back drives.
Here's Terry. And Evans trying to cut back in, and he's going to be stopped for no gain right at the 49.
They're going to have to run a little bit. Evans had some success on that first drive, but that was a slow developing play, just never got any push up front. Brings up third down, about 6.
So 3rd and 6. We've seen Wesleyan being able to convert on 3rd down. That happened on the first drive. They did get into Dubuque territory, but the next time they faced a 3rd down situation, the drive stalled. Terry Sidearm toss, hit
Whoa.
hard, and a ball pops out, and Donnell got hit hard, and the helmet came off. And hitting him hard on defense was Dalton Wood, the freshman,
Boy, that helmet popped off.
and he
He's
got
still down.
laid out.
He did.
Oh my, that does not look good.
No, he's coming on that shallow cross. That time the safety was sitting there waiting for him. And boy, he laid the wood to him. Helmet came off, and
Wow. Well, that's going to bring up 4th down. Let's take a look at this again. Watch this play. There you see Donnell. And, a shoulder laid right into the upper chest and helmet area
look at
by
that.
Dalton Wood.
Maybe it's hit him in the chest, but it looked like his helmet maybe came up, caught that face mask, and popped his helmet off.
Wow.
That's a big hit.
And that doesn't look good. Coach
Okay,
Keller is over there, and wow.
I wonder if that's a targeting, defenseless,
Well,
because he
Let's
just
take a look.
catches it and turns, and he's coming with his head. He leads with the crown of the helmet, but he hits him in the chest with a shoulder pad. Boy, that helmet just shoots right up in the air. Dangerous play.
you know, in my years of covering football at different levels, I think that's the first time where I've seen somebody's helmet fly off like that. I
I'm
can
with you.
never recall a time. I mean, Dalton Wood came in and just laid him out.
He's setting up now. That's a good sign.
Wow.
Obviously checking for concussion protocol and those things.
Yeah, you hope he's okay. I mean,
That's a big hit.
that's. I don't mind. I don't want to be bold or anything, but that was a pretty vicious hit.
Well, and we've talked about that secondary for Dubuque is one of the best in the conference in terms of pass defense. But boy, they really brought it. Good to see him up and off the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for Isaac Donnell?
And he's going to be given a round of applause. Now 4th down here for Wesleyan.
A couple of good-looking drives and stalled here around midfield on both of them.
Hall the punt, almost blocked, got it off in time, and picked up, and there's a flag. This is going to be a roughing the kicker penalty against Dubuque. And this will give Wesleyan a 1st down.
Penalty flag on the play.
Yeah, they almost got there, but it looked like they undercut him. We'll see what the replay looks like. So whether it's a roughing.
Personal foul.
It's personal foul.
That's huge.
That is a big penalty.
And you know what? That's almost redemption after what happened before with Donnell.
Right. Let's take a look at it here on the replay.
Here's the. Oh.
Yeah, that hurts. Got to protect the punter. That's a dangerous spot. Tell you, he hit that front leg, he hit the punt leg, and that's always scary.
Yeah.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Prairie Wolves at the Spartans' 36-yard line.
Now Wesleyan needs to try to capitalize off of this. I mean, you got a penalty. You got to take advantage of this.
Got to take advantage of it. Look for that, maybe a quick strike.
O'Connell split at the top of your screen. Leonard's here on the bottom. Terry scrambling in the pocket, eludes a tackle, throws the ball downfield. He's got Timms in the end zone, and it's intercepted in the end zone.
There's a penalty down here about the 15-yard line. We'll see what that is.
Taylor Gieman is the guy that picked off the pass, but we got a flag on the field.
And Carter Terry is down as well.
Oh, that's not good either.
He's down there in pain. I didn't see. I was watching the play down the field. We got to look at it.
Well, Evan Johnson is the backup. He's getting some warm-up tosses here on the sideline.
Result of the play was an interception. Prior to the pass, holding on the defense, number 2. That's a 10-yard penalty for the previous foul. Automatic first down.
So Wesleyan gets a break here, and now they get another penalty as a result from the holding committed by the Dubuque defense. And now Evan Johnson's going to come in as Carter Terry's going to come out. And he's lowering his left shoulder, it looks like.
See what happened here.
After the penalty on the first and 10 for the Wolves at the 26-yard line of Dubuque.
Well, it's hard to see on that.
Yeah,
he kind of
from that angle.
threw it up. It certainly happened after he threw the ball.
So Johnson, the sophomore backup at 6'4", 195 pounds out there on this first play. And he will give it up that time to Xander Vargas. And Vargas gets a short pickup inside the 25 down to the 24, so a 2-yard gain here for the Prairie Wolves.
I've not seen Josh Romas yet this game.
Yeah,
Romaine,
he has not been in there. Romaine's not been in there yet at running back. It's been Logan Evans. Now we saw Vargas in there with a carry. 2nd and 8. And they'll spread it out here. Let's see what Johnson can do here. Looking to throw. Toss is going to be incomplete. Inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. Vargas, who was sent out as a split, unable to make the grab. Kind of a low toss that time for Johnson.
Like Johnson rushed it a little bit. He was just trying to hit that little stopper out there, about 5-7 yards. He just threw it low. Had good protection, just rushed it a little bit.
2:35 remaining here in this first quarter. Dubuque scored on their very first drive of the game. And now Johnson throws a low toss incomplete around the 20-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, a couple of low tosses. Young quarterback maybe a little nervous getting thrown into the game. He's thrown the ball low on 2 open receivers.
Dubuque, you know, they've done all they could to pursue the quarterback. There's been pretty good protection for the most part by the Wesleyan offensive line.
They have. They've held up pretty well. They've given time to throw the ball. Here a big 4th down, going to go for it. The 35.
For today, Johnson was 1 of 4 passing for 2 yards.
Going to take a timeout here, looks like.
And had 1 interception. Now timeout going to be called by Nebraska Wesleyan. And we'll step aside quickly for a break. 4th down coming up here with just over 2.5 minutes left in this first quarter, and Dubuque ahead 7-0. So after sitting out a few plays, Carter Terry is back in on 4th down. And let's see what the Wolves do here. They are going to go for it. Big 4th down. They got to get to the 16 of Dubuque. Terry dropping back, rolling right, got somebody over here caught by Timms. Timms is going to try to fight for yardage, and he's going to be well short of the first down by about 3 yards, brought down at the 19.
Looked to me like Terry maybe flushed a little early from the pocket, had pretty good protection. He rolled out. We'll see on the replay.
Prairie Wolves turn it over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for Dubuque.
Good job by Dubuque keeping Timms in front of him, not letting him break away and get that first down. So after a couple of conversions on penalties, they wind up giving it back to Dubuque, who had really impressive looking drive on the last drive. See if they can shore up that run defense on this drive for the Prairie Wolves.
Coppola again out there at quarterback, and a pass in the flat, and with the catch coming out of the backfield that time was Buckner.
Good job by number 57 out there for the Prairie Wolves, hustling to the ball, defensive lineman.
TJ Roybal was the guy that came over from the defensive line spot. There you see TJ.
Good pursuit. Throw that ball out in flat. Just a couple of yards gained on that first down.
Roybal out of Auburn. Second down here. Coppola looking to throw. Short toss coming over here, making the grab. On the near side was Pipkin, and Pipkin going to be ran out of bounds around the 33-yard line.
Dubuque breaking tendencies a little bit, throwing the ball in the first two of this drive. Hit the nice crossing route.
They're 8th in the conference in terms of passing. I mean, that you're right near the bottom.
Right. That may be the reason for the quarterback change, going with Coppola, giving him more of a passing offense. And it certainly made a difference here in these first couple of drives.
Out of the pistol, 1st and 10 from their own 33. And Buckner gets the carry, eluding tackles. And finally ran out of bounds short of the 45 at about the 44, 43. And they're going to say he got the first down at the 44.
Missed tackle there right at the point of attack. Linebacker flowing into it. Didn't quite wrap up, ran through an arm tackle and converts the first, moves the sticks. Dubuque kind of dictating tempo on this so far.
And they've been very good with not only the tempo, but the flow on the ground and running the ball. Pursuit is on, and a bear hug and a tackle from behind by Jacob Garnis, a linebacker out of Julesburg, Colorado.
Great job there. Tried to use a little misdirection. We'll see it on the replay here. Good job getting upfield, and the backside pressure brings him down for the sack. That's a big play to put him behind the sticks. About a 8-yard loss on that play.
I think what they're going to do is let the time run out. No, maybe not. They'll go to the line. Play clock and game clock are about even. Final play of the first quarter. As Coppola on 2nd and long. In pursuit, and he is going to be taken down by Roybal at about the 40-yard line as time runs out here in the first quarter. Still short of the line of scrimmage, but Dubuque in the first quarter on their first drive manages to score. And it was Buckner on a 10-yard run that took it in the end zone as we go to quarter number 2. Dubuque 7, Nebraska Wesleyan nothing.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Homecoming Hall of Fame weekend here at Nebraska Wesleyan University. Isaac Donnell, there you see him. He is the one that got hit hard by Dalton Wood in the first quarter on a pass play. And he is not in his pads, as you can see, but he may be done the rest of the day.
Well, T.J. Roble has made 3 really good plays here on this drive to bring up this 3rd and long, put Dubuque in a tough position.
Coppola looking to throw. Pass is going to be underthrown, incomplete around the 34-yard line or 44-yard line. And it was intended that time.
Good stop by the Prairie Wolves. Got the sack, got the pressure. That time the incomplete pass. So they'll get the ball back as they get the stop on the second position after it looked like Dubuque was going to go right down the field again. Nice job by the Prairie Wolves, kind of bowing their neck a little bit.
And it was Fama Nutai that was the intended receiver that Coppola was looking to on that pass play. Rugby-style punt, knuckleballer. And Guzman's going to watch it bounce back up toward the 29-yard line.
Kind of bounces sideways, pretty good field position. Good stop on defense. See if they can take advantage of it. Terry starts 7 of 10, 74 yards to start the game. He's had good time to throw the ball.
And again, that's a credit to the Nebraska Wesleyan offensive line in making sure he has time throwing the football.
You're going to have to run the football a little bit, I think.
Let's see what he does here out of the pistol setup from their own 29. And it's going to be given to Vargas, who kind of bumps up against the teeth of that defensive line and gets forced back for a 1-yard loss back at around the 28.
Now you've got to get a push up front, and in the middle there, big number 50, you see him on the screen. He's kind of controlling that line of scrimmage for Dubuque.
So we got 3 splits. Toward the top of your screen on the outside is O'Connell. Mathis at the bottom of your screen here on the near side. Terry, pitch and catch at the 35, complete to Mathis, brought down at about the 36. Let's see where they spot him out of bounds. They're going to say 37-yard line. Short of the first down by 2 yards.
Good job by Terry, though. Linebacker comes on a blitz. You can see it. He comes on the blitz. He just throws where the linebacker leaves, hits it outside, and gets about 8. They'll bring up 3rd and 2. Manageable.
Very much so. Leonard's at the top of your screen as the wideout, now in motion. Terry looking to throw, eludes a tackle, pump fake, pass over the middle, goes incomplete around the 45-yard line. And it was Leonard's who was the intended receiver, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, we talked about those other receivers. Leonard's got to step up. That's a nice job by Terry, avoiding that sack, that linebacker coming on the blitz, stepping up and delivering a pretty good pass. But falls incomplete, and they're going to punt.
LaBelle awaiting the return. Hall awaiting the snap. Here's the punt. Takes a bounce around the 30 of Dubuque. Rolling inside the 20. Going to roll out of bounds somewhere between the 17, 18-yard line.
Good punt. Good flip
Very
the
good.
field. Yeah, flip the field there.
After the 45-yard
After the defense gets
the
stopped.
10 for the Spartans with the ball at their own 18.
Not able to do anything with it. Not able to convert on that 3rd down. A little frustrating here for the Prairie Wolves, but defense back on the field is going to have to stop that running game.
That is the key right now if you're Wesleyan, because the ground game has been very efficient for Dubuque, and believe it or not, their passing has made a difference as well.
Again, you've got the other quarterback in there, and Brandon Capel has done a good job throwing the ball here in the first half.
Fakes the handoff. LaBelle gets the catch, and LaBelle's going to take it up about 2 yards to the 20-yard line where the Prairie Wolves meet up with them and make it stop.
Yeah, tried a little misdirection, tried to come back to that short little screen play, but well played by the linebackers and the defensive end. A couple of yards, a good stop on first down.
They'll line up again here for Dubuque. Buckner, the tailback for Coppola. And they'll give it to Buckner. Buckner trying to find his way out, breaking a tackle or two, gets up to the 25.
Buckner hard to take down. Looked like he was going to be stopped there, and he kept fighting. Grabbed him by his shirt collar or shirt tail, it looks like. See what they get here.
And they had to
breaks a tackle.
Yep.
Looks like he's going to get there and just pulls him back. Big 94 brings him down, brings up a 3rd down.
Jesse Darkwa. Nope, check that. That's Spencer Brooks that time that made the stop on him. There's a pass complete. Catch made over here by Pipkin. Pipkin got the first down, fights for more yards, and got to about the 36. And now we got
attitude,
pushing and shoving going on. There's some words being exchanged, and it's getting a little chippy out there.
No flags thrown, just
there's Correll Simpson there. You see one of the guys that we were alluding to at one point earlier on that has been a big difference maker out there. Coming into today, 28 tackles, 1.5 for loss. He's got 3 interceptions, also 1 touchdown.
He's played well this season.
Blitz being shown here by Wesleyan. And Buckner gets the carry, runs into a big bear hug, and thrown down there by Zach Busmente. And Buckner gets a carry up about 3 yards to the 39-yard line for Dubuque.
Well, you see they're having to commit more players to stop the run, bringing the linebacker, running a run blitz that time. And that opens up the passing game. That's why you do it like that. And that run game has been very efficient. You saw it on that third down conversion.
Coach is next door to us here in the press box. 2nd and 7. Coppola with some time. He's got somebody downfield, and it's going to be caught at the Wesleyan 25 and brought down at the 20-yard line. What a catch that was. And reception made there by number 40, Famanutai, who made the catch. And there is a first down in prime real estate for Dubuque.
Nice throw down the middle, had a post route between the safeties. He does a nice job of gathering it in. That's a big, big play down the field, biggest play of the game so far for either team.
That's one key play for sure. And now Buckner will work out of the I-back spot. Out of the pistol, it's Coppola. Hands it off to Buckner. Buckner working toward the right, going to be met up and stopped right at the 20-yard line for no gain of the play. Jacob Garnis was there to make the stop.
Yeah, the quarterback player that's changed the quarterback, bringing Coppola, he's really changed the dynamics. They run the ball well, but he's had a couple of big completions on that first drive, and then here he sets him up inside the red zone, just right at the 20-yard line for an opportunity for Dubuque again here before halftime.
10-15 and rolling. And timeout called by Dubuque. So we'll step aside. 10-12 remaining here before halftime. Dubuque burns a timeout. They lead it 7-0. Back here at Able Stadium on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Here on LNK TV. And with 10-12 to go here before halftime, it is a 7-0 advantage here for Dubuque.
And Dubuque threatening here to put points on the board. Prairie Wolves defense got to stiffen.
And a handoff around right side, bulldozing his way inside the 15, down to about the 14-yard line. And it was Giesland that time that took the run, and it's been a while since we've seen him. They've had Buckner in there at running back.
Giesland went out with after that fell on the ball situation earlier.
Yeah, he got the wind knocked out of him. That eventually set up Buckner's touchdown run.
But right now, the Dubuque Spartans are able to kick out that defensive end and run off tackle whenever they want to, it looks like.
And off it goes Giesland. Gets to about the 10. The Prairie Wolves defense able to get there and make the stop. TJ Roybal along with Jacob Garnis over there to help make the stop for the Prairie Wolves.
Good stop there. Good job. Good pursuit to the ball. Lots of hats on it. Gets the tackle, brings up fourth down. Looks like they're going to go for it.
And why not? You're close. You're confident in your run game. And that's what they're going to do, go for it.
Watch for the play action pass.
And they got the first down, and breaking through, getting in the end zone on that carry for a touchdown is Giesland.
Giesland just a wide open hole off of that left side to run through. I don't think anybody touched him.
Created an open path. He got in there for about a gain of about 12 on that run there. Take a look at that again on the play.
Yeah, linebacker late to the play. Good job of pulling up into the hole and giving him a lane to run through, and that's easy. Too easy.
And Jacob Wolf will attempt the point after. Kick is up, and it is good.
The kick is good.
Just over 9 minutes to go. First half here on Homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend. And the Prairie Wolves find themselves down to the Dubuque Spartans 14-0. $14-0 Dubuque on top of Nebraska Wesleyan here on Hall of Fame and Homecoming weekend here in Lincoln.
And the big thing is the change up that backup quarterback. Brandon Capel has come in and added a passing game to this already powerful running game, and it has really made Dubuque efficient. On 2 drives, 2 big pass plays, set them up for their 2 scores.
Here's the kick, end over end. And picked up at the 14 by Timms, 20-25. And marches up to about 31-yard line.
Kevin Timms.
Good return there by Timms. Gets him out across the 30-yard line.
Asante Smith.
Prairie Wolves have moved the ball. They've had some opportunities. And the one aided by a few penalties. But they've lost one of their main receivers. And Timms is going to have to get him the ball any way you can.
And he's been pretty quiet so far in this first half. And normally, the last few games that we've seen with Wesleyan, Timms has had at least 4 or 5 catches. And he has not been a factor on this offense. Now Terry out of the pistol. Awaiting the snap, finally gets it. And he's got O'Connell at the 37, toes the line, going to be forced out of bounds at the 40. So a pickup of 9.
Yeah, good pass there, just a little out route there at the sticks. Ball delivered on time. Good. Again, Terry's, for the most part, has had time to throw the ball. Good protection. He just lines up, throws that out route right along the sideline. 2nd and short.
From the 40. And a pass in the flat goes incomplete. Are they going to rule it dead, or was it a forward pass? It looked like it was a forward pass.
They're going to call it a lateral. Looks like he's marking it right there.
Really?
As a loss. You see what the ruling is. He's right there at the
Personal
35.
Foul, illegal chop.
He throws it
73
forward.
and 60 of the offense. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still 2nd down.
That doesn't bode well for Wesleyan.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. Pushes them back to the 2nd and short. You're going to be back 2nd and what? See where they mark it off from. It's like maybe what they call a chop block.
It was a chop block.
So when you're engaged with another player, you can't chop the lineman, and that's a big 15-yard penalty. Pushes it all the way back to the 25.
And they got to get to the 41.
I got to get into Havelock.
Almost there, maybe to Fremont Street. We'll see. Terry, pressured, scrambling, heaves the ball up in the air and going to throw it all the way out of bounds on the back stretch of the track, of the Woody Greeno track. So
yeah, that time they brought the blitz, forced Terry out of the pocket. He reversed field and just threw it up, as you said, out of bounds. But there was a receiver in the area. So 3rd and long. So his penalties aided them on their last drive. This time penalties really put them back behind the sticks. They've just never gotten a rhythm so far.
The flow has not been there at all this afternoon for this Prairie Wolves offense. And what do we got here? Timeout.
Delay of game
delay of
on
game.
the offense. 5-yard penalty. Third down.
Didn't watch the clock.
No.
That pushes them back even further. At this point, you just want to get something, maybe get back to the original line of scrimmage, set yourself up for an opportunity to punt the football away and play defense.
After the penalty,
But this is
third down and 21
just turned into a bit of a
ball at the
disaster
20-yard
after
line.
that chop block and then the delay of game. Go from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and a mile.
Terry out of the gun. Blitz is on, throws a pass, caught at the 36, and going to be knocked down at the 41-yard line. Looks like that is enough for a first down. What a catch that was from Matthew Zarbanicki, who made the catch, and there is a first down for the Prairie Wolves.
That's a great play. Elijah brought the blitz. He has to wait for it. Hits it right up the seam route. Great job of going up and catching it away from his body, taking the hit and conversion. That is a big, big play. See how that plays out here before halftime.
Getting it up toward midfield. They'll put 3 receivers at the top of the screen. And Terry in trouble. Flag thrown. That's going to be an illegal block, I think. Or a chop. Let's see. Vargas had to do some protection somehow.
That's going to be a chop block. I think you're right.
Because he went underneath. He rolled underneath the defender.
Foul. Illegal block below the waist, number 2. That's a 15-yard penalty. Still first down.
Man, this is...
Boy.
I mean, this is something that we have not really seen from this Wesleyan football team all season. I mean, we've done... This is our 3rd broadcast, and...
Yeah, you see him. He just cuts his legs out from underneath him. Can't do that in today's game. Yeah, penalties have not been a problem for Wesleyan. They've been done pretty well. They only had 187 on the year coming into it.
They're mounting up
They're
today.
mounting up today. You're right.
So they'll go back to their own 25. They got to get to the 49 of Dubuque to get the first down. Mathis here on the edge at the 30 makes the catch.
Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, looked like. That ball kind of fluttered sideways. Good job of keeping his eye on the ball, but you're second and 35, and you're throwing a 2-yard pass. Some of that has to do with the pressure that's coming at Terry. You're in an obvious passing situation, so you're bringing the linebackers and blitzing off the edge.
Still got a ways to go. Terry on 2nd down. Throws a pass over the middle, complete. Ewalt with the catch, gets up to about the 40-yard line. So he's about a yard from the line of scrimmage, so that does help.
Ewald getting his first start. He's a Grand Island Northwest teammate of Carter Terry, so kind of hooking up there for a big completion. Gets him just past the original line of scrimmage. You'll see he kind of releases inside. Ball thrown over the middle. Good block downfield.
10 on the play brings up 3rd down and 11 with the ball at the 40-yard line.
So let's see what the offense can do here on this 3rd down situation. They need a big, big play to advance the sticks.
They got it on the last play. See if they can get it again. Oh.
And now what do we got? Is this a motion penalty against Timms, or is this on Dubuque?
I think it's Timms. I think he turned up field early, and that's going to cost him.
Number 15, 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
You hear it's almost cliche, but you hear a lot that penalties are momentum killers.
Oh, they are.
And I think that's holding true. Just when you think you got some momentum built up, something like this happens, and then you take 2 steps back. Let's see what they can do here to recover on 3rd and long. Terry looking to throw, and he's going to throw the ball out of bounds. And it goes incomplete.
Yeah, he's getting a little happy feet back there. I think he could have stood in the pocket, but Dubuque's bringing the pressure. A lot of receivers way downfield. Of course, you got a 4th and 15, so you got to get past the sticks. But the penalties, as you said, are just drive killers. And they're going to give it back to Dubuque here, who's been really efficient here with about 6 minutes to go before halftime.
If we go back to pregame, we mentioned what the key was for Dubuque today is pressure Terry. And they've done a terrific job on doing that.
Part of that because they're in those second and third and longs.
Low punt by Hall, going to be fielded around the 24 by LaBelle. And LaBelle is surrounded and stopped at the 27-yard line.
Good directional punt, kick it along the sidelines, limit the space the return man can work in, and good coverage by the Prairie Wolves.
Coming up at halftime, it's Hall of Fame Day and homecoming. They're going to be honoring the 2020 and 2021 Hall of Fame classes. James Kernan, who played football here, Lynn Fisher-Henry, who played softball, Brent Chambers, football and men's track here, Megan Luttrell, women's soccer, BJ Nannon, men's basketball, Kelly Bowen-Diekman, women's track, Dana Jansen, men's basketball, being honored here as Buckner gets the carry and takes it up to about the 32-yard line. Gets a pickup of 4 on the play. Also, the Beebe family and Jason Ensrud, both earning the Spirit of the Plainsman Award. That's the Hall of Fame classes of 2020 and 2021 being honored here at halftime. And, of course, the homecoming court being honored here at halftime coming up. And we'll talk also with Nebraska Wesleyan President Dr. Darren Good, all coming up at halftime here on LNK TV. 2nd and 6 from the 32. Buckner gets the handoff around left side, gets the first down, knocked out of bounds finally. And I think he's done a terrific job running that football today for Dubuque. He's tough.
He really is. He's run well, but the big push up front off that left side, they're continuing to run that kind of that zone read. They're able to kick out that defensive end, get on the linebackers, and give him lanes to run in. And right now, again, the line of scrimmage is being controlled by the Spartans from Dubuque.
8 carries, 43 yards on the afternoon for Buckner with a touchdown. From their own 40. They're in 1st and 10, and Coppola's going to air it out downfield. Tip drill, and it's going to be Pipkin who came up with the catch, and he's going to be brought down inside the 15-yard line of Wesleyan, marked down at the 14.
Wow. Watch this play. I really thought that the Prairie Wolves defender was right there ready to make an interception. Quarterback has plenty of time, no pressure. Goes with the deep ball, and he's right there to interception, but the receiver does a better job of fighting for the ball and gets the reception and sets them up inside the 15. Another chance for Dubuque to score here as they threaten the Prairie Wolves inside their territory.
Ben Gutlig is the quarterback in. He was the one that threw the pass. And now he's back in there in the pistol, and they'll run the option handoff. Buckner and Garnis in pursuit. Comes up with a stop for a loss of yards back at the 20-yard line. Good to see Jacob Garnis back. He was out the first few games that we've seen with an injury. And Garnis is back in there doing a pretty good job today. Had a couple of big stops, including this one.
Yeah, he shoots the lane there. They bring the run blitz, and he gets a gap between the offensive linemen and just makes a big play for about a 6-yard loss. That's a big, big play on first down for the defense.
Second solo tackle for a loss today. 14 yards total loss, and it's 4 tackles on the afternoon for Garnis this afternoon. Pressure's on. Screen toss complete. Pipkin eludes a tackle. Got out of Brinker's grasp, and it gets down inside the 15, down at about the 12-yard line where he's marked down. 3:20 and counting here before halftime. 3rd, and we'll call it 8 for Dubuque.
Well, the Prairie Wolves are having to commit, blitzers, run blitzers to try to get pressure and to try to stop the run, and it opens up that little drag route, that little crossing route, and quarterbacks has time to deliver it. 3rd and manageable, but Prairie Wolves an opportunity. I'm sure this is 2 down territory if you're the Spartans.
Under 3 to play. Here's the snap, and off it goes. Buckner eludes 1 tackle, fighting through traffic. Gets down inside the 10, spotted at the 9-yard line, and now 4th down and decision time here for Dubuque. They have not attempted a field goal today. The last time they went for it on 4th down this close, Giesland took it into the end zone for a touchdown.
boy, Geeson done a nice job of making that first guy miss. You know, they've gotten into the backfield, but he's been able to avoid that arm tackle and get positive yardage. So they're going to talk about it a little bit. I think they're going to let the clock down and call a timeout maybe.
Yep. 14-0 as you see, Dubuque ahead. And timeout is going to be called here as the play clock finally runs out. And so timeout taken by Dubuque.
Timeout, Dubuque.
And
Their second and a half.
we'll step aside with them. With just over 2 minutes to go, we'll take a break, come back to Able Stadium after this.
Would you please report at this time?
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
Here you see the Wesleyan coaching staff. Stan Zwiefel, the head coach of Dubuque, as you saw before he took the break, pretty animated about what he wanted to do and get set up here. So 4th down, and Wolf will attempt the field goal from the 16, 26-yard chip shot from the right hash. Snap of the hold, here's the kick, got some distance. It is good. So Dubuque goes up 17-0 with 2 minutes to spare in this ball game, in the first half of this ball game. And Wesleyan just has not been able to come up with an answer.
No, penalties have hurt them. They hadn't been able to convert. Pressure on Terry here is kind of limited. They've really limited Tim's catches, and they've made it difficult to run the ball. But that is a win there if you're the Prairie Wolves, to hold them to a field goal here and not give up the touchdown after the big pass play down the field. And they've given up 3 big pass plays to Dubuque, and they've all set up scores for the Spartans here in this first half.
So Dubuque back out on offense.
Wesleyan is missing Romaine. They're not getting that big back, that freshman. We haven't seen him yet, and his contributions has really been noticed here in the first half as they've gone with the backup Logan most of the first half.
So we'll kick away here and see what Wesleyan can do here in the next 2 minutes of this first half. 17-0, and obviously it's showing that you don't want to have your own homecoming, but the thing is the flow has not been there. Here's the kick, picked up at the 10 by Guzman. Gets up to the 20 and gets across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. So 78 yards away from pay dirt for Wesleyan. That's what they got to look forward to here in the next minute 52.
Well, they got a two-minute drill here. Got to go down there and get some points. If you're Terry, got to get maybe some tempo to your offense a little bit, change the pace of this game, and avoid the penalties is the big thing. That last series, penalties put them way back, and they weren't able to convert. The 2-minute drive, big opportunity for the Prairie Wolves before halftime.
And there's Terry again out there at quarterback, and gives it up to Evans. And Evans, with some good yardage, gets up to about the 27-yard line, gets a pickup of 5.
Tackle on the play by Casey Larson.
So we've not seen Romaine today, but a lot of Evans. We've seen Vargas out there.
On the play brings up 2nd down and 5 with the ball on the 27-yard line.
That's good first carry there, kind of catch them off guard with that delay. See if they can convert here on 2nd down.
Terry, pitch and catch. Zarbanicki at the 31, up to the near side, ran out of bounds short of the 40. Definitely got the first down and a few extra yards out of it.
Good job, good pass out here in the flat, good block out here to give them the extra yardage. Move the sticks. That's the first step, is get the sticks moving. See her delivered on time out here in the flat. Might have stepped out of bounds. Might have stepped out of bounds. Want to go quickly here.
No replay.
Yeah.
Minute 19 on the clock here in the half. Terry in trouble. He heaves the ball up again out of bounds over here to the near side.
Boy, two Spartans just laid Terry out. He has to just throw it up. They're getting that pressure. Maybe a screen play, something to take a little pressure off of him. Offensive line gave him opportunities or good protection in the first half, but now that they're bringing those linebackers and running some stunts inside, they're getting pressure on Terry, and he's taking some hits. Took a couple of plays off after one of them.
Yeah, there was, what was it, first quarter he got hit pretty hard, it looked like, or went down hard and had to sit out a couple of plays on that one series where Evan Johnson had to come in and take over. Still from the 40, 2nd and 10. And now something didn't sit well with Coach Keller. And
timeout. I thought they were going to run the play clock. And
yeah.
Prior to the expiration of the play clock, timeout, Wesleyan.
So we'll keep it right here with a minute 14 to go here before halftime. Again, at halftime, they're going to honor the inductees into the Nebraska Wesleyan Athletic Hall of Fame. And they've gathered here on the north end of the track along with a few other alumni that are here. And there you see down there below, kind of zooming in, standing there in the white hat and the pink shirt with that's B.J. Nannon, former teammate of mine at Lincoln Northeast, now a member of the Nebraska Wesleyan Hall of Fame. Actually, it's a red, looked like pink from a distance, got that red striped Nebraska shirt on today. I'm feeling BJ may be heading down to the Michigan game later tonight.
Maybe.
Dana Jansen, another Northeast product, who was an All-American here at Nebraska Wesleyan in basketball in the mid-'80s, also part of that class. Down to the near side, they're double coverage, and it's an interception. It's picked off here. Casey Larson was in prime position to pick the pass, and I think the intended target was O'Connell that time, and Larson comes up with an interception here with just over a minute remaining here before halftime.
We talked in the pregame about this secondary for the Spartans being very good. Terry tries to force one here in between the safeties, and it's just well played by the secondary. That's again, the first interception, first turnover for either team. But that's a poor decision by Terry, trying to force that one in along the sidelines.
Dubuque has done a terrific job today. I mean, yeah, it looked like they were getting a little chippy early, but, you know, they have done a good job of pursuing the pocket, trying to get to Carter Terry. They've thrown the ball much better, and here's a handoff to Giesland around left side. And, boy, he just forces his way up. He's going to be brought down at the 43-yard line. There's a penalty marker on the field.
Maybe a hold out there on the perimeter.
Tackle on the play.
Where the flag flies. See what the call is. It is going to be against Dubuque, I think.
Holding on the offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
But you got to be careful here because you've given up some big pass plays down the field.
You have.
So you can't, minute to go here. See what the hold is there. Yeah, grabs
right
hold
about
of the jersey.
there.
Yeah, gets hold of the jersey, spins him around. They'll call that every time.
And here's the blitz. But the handoff going to go to Giesland as he cuts out around left tackle, gets up to about the 32-yard line. Clock winding down with 37 seconds to go here in this first half of action. Wesleyan's got a lot to talk about here at halftime. And
yeah, if you're Dubuque, you're just going to take your time and take your lead into halftime, maybe run one more running play here.
Likely going to be the final play of the half here for Dubuque. And this will go to Giesland again. And he's finally tackled short of the 40 at the 39-yard line as the clock will wind out and we'll go to the break. As halftime here in homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend is here.
That's the end of the first
and
half.
Your score at halftime is Dubuque 17, Nebraska Wesleyan nothing. Stay tuned. My interview with Nebraska Wesleyan President Dr. Darren Good is coming up in just a few moments on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network on LNK TV. Welcome back to Able Stadium here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network on LNK TV. I'm Jeff Moats. I'm joined by Nebraska Wesleyan University President Dr. Darren Good here at halftime. Dr. Good, good to see you as always.
Likewise.
And things are off to a terrific start here this weekend. It's homecoming weekend here at Nebraska Wesleyan along with Hall of Fame weekend. And just talk about some of the activities that you guys are doing to celebrate this weekend here on campus.
Right. Well, it's one of the fun times on any college campus, and Nebraska Wesleyan does it up right. So first of all, we have started Thursday night with Legends and Legacies, where we celebrate high-achieving alumni. There's so many to choose from, and they come back and share stories of how transformed they were and how they went out in the world feeling really well prepared with their Wesleyan education to do good and to achieve great things. Last night, then, we had reunion events for anybody who came back, but especially celebrating the classes of 70 and 71. Since we couldn't do it last year, we combined the two. And then this morning, the Hall of Fame breakfast for athletics, which, again, we celebrated 2 Hall of Fame classes, just some high-achieving, successful athletes. And, again, we were talking beforehand how proud you are. 2 of them were Northeast Rockets that were inducted into the Wesleyan Hall of Fame. So once a Rocket, always a Rocket, but also a Nebraska Wesleyan grad. So everything. And then, of course, coming to celebrate all the sports. So lots of athletic events this week, football, volleyball, etc. We're just loving being at these events. And then finishing off on the stage. So after this afternoon's tailgate and football game, there's a theater event as well as a music event. So everything that's happening is just a joy. After having to cancel just about everything around homecoming last year, it really makes us value the opportunity to be together in person.
A lot of things you talked about right there, and you mentioned the 2 Hall of Fame inductees, B.J. Nannon, a former teammate of mine at Northeast, and Dana Jansen, who's a 1982 graduate at Northeast and also played basketball here at Nebraska Wesleyan. In addition to the classes of 70 and 71 that you said we're here celebrating, there's other alumni that like to return too. What are some of the stories they like to revisit when they come back to campus?
It's wonderful to hear their stories about what was special and memorable about their Wesleyan experience. Telling stories of pranks and gags they played on each other. Some they could repeat, and some the police are still looking for them, I think. But otherwise, just talking about the personal connections they made here, and that they talk about how impactful their faculty and coaches were, staff members from residence hall directors to student life and dining hall. But in particular, then their classmates, how much they impact each other, push each other to do better and be better humans. The stories about the human impact of their education in the classroom and out, I think are the ones that you hear again and again and again.
And that's tremendous to hear. And, of course, great time to come back here on campus. The scenery starting to change here as the leaves turn colors here in this northeast part of Lincoln and around campus. Always a fun time. Always good to visit with you as always, Dr. Good. Thanks for joining us here at halftime.
Always good to be here. Yip, yip. Go P-Wolves.
That's Nebraska Wesleyan President Dr. Darren Good here at halftime at Able Stadium. We'll come back with more in just a moment on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network here on LNK TV.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences, designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University, NWU.
You're watching Prairie Wolves football on the Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network.
TV, Jeff Moats, Tim Bob Kitzmiller, as we join you here for a recap of the first half here as we get ready for second half action here on Homecoming and Hall of Fame Day. Nebraska Wesleyan down 17-0, and look at the passing. When you look at the pass yards, Dubuque, who is second to last in the conference for passing, out-throwing Nebraska Wesleyan, who's ranked second in the conference, 156 to 140. And the rushing game is non-existent, essentially, for Wesleyan. Only 13 yards rushing, 109 for Dubuque. And when you look at the total yards here, you're looking at 265 to 158 in favor of Dubuque. The penalties have been costly for Nebraska Wesleyan. And they've had one turnover, that one interception that was picked off by Casey Larson late in the first half. And so there's the difference right there when you look at the stats here in the first half of action.
Well, looking at, Kevin Timms has only got 2 receptions for 13 yards. So they've taken away Carter Terry's main weapon there. They've shut down the running game, and they've been shut out here in the first half, just really not been able to get anything going. The penalties, as you said, were costly and really efficient, both through the air and on the ground, have been the Spartans in this first half.
Well, let's see what Nebraska Wesleyan can do here in the second half. Unfortunately for them, they don't get the ball to start the half, as they will kick away, and here we go. End over ender, going to go take a bounce around the 8, bounced into the 5 area, picked up by Buckner on the return as he tries to scramble back out, but not for long. He is stopped around the 20-yard line. So that's where Dubuque will begin the second half on offense. They've had a mix of quarterbacks between Coppola and the other being Gutlig at quarterback, who had a couple of big pass plays late in the first half.
And they're 7 of 9 through the air and 3 big pass plays.
I mean,
yeah.
Again, this is a team that was ranked 8th in the conference heading into today. 8 out of 9 teams, ranked 8th out of 9 teams. That was very low in terms of passing. And so far today, they've actually defied that. Here's a pass by Coppola, pitch and catch. And a quick toss to LaBelle up to the 23-yard line, so a pickup of 3 on the play.
Not to forebode anything, but Nebraska Wesleyan's last time they were shut out was 2014. So they need to get their offense going. They're usually a high-powered offense, but right now they've got to stop this Dubuque offense to get that ball back for Carter Terry.
2nd and 7. Blitz being shown here by Wesleyan. They'll run the pitch to Buckner. As he works the outside, got the first down, and nobody can get to him. And that's very shifty running by Buckner as he's ran out of bounds around the 41-yard line.
Well, Buckner is really hard to take down. See what the replay looks like on this, but looks like they have an opportunity to bring him down and toss sweep away from pressure. And he just keeps weaving and finding, getting blocks downfield by his receivers until they push him out of bounds. And again, dictating that line of scrimmage and really manhandling the Prairie Wolves are the Spartans here to start this drive.
Coppola, the quarterback, again getting the snap, looking to throw, has some time, good block in the pocket, and then all of a sudden a shuffle pass, and it's going to be given up to Buckner, and Buckner gets about, a yard or 2 up to the 42 or 43-yard line.
Heads-up play there. Looked like he's going to be dropped for a loss. Good pressure that time by the Prairie Wolves, forced him out of the pocket. But a heads-up play again, just a shovel pass forward, gets a couple of yards, maybe back to the line of scrimmage is where they're marking it.
And Caden Daw was hanging on to Coppola, and he got up to the, was able to get the shovel pass forward to the 43 to Buckner. So splits right, far side, Pipkin and Street. Damon Street on the interior of that. And here is Giesland, who gets the carry. Tiger Giesland gets up to about the 44. That'll bring up 3rd down, so a pickup of about a yard. So
Max Brinker, nice job at the linebacker spot coming off there to trip up the running back, bring up a 3rd and 7.
Brinker was named American Rivers Conference Defensive Player of the Week October 4th. He recovered a fumble and returned it 61 yards for a touchdown. That week. Here's a toss over here, bobbled and caught at the 46. We're going to say no, an incomplete pass. And it was Falanutai who made the attempt to try to make the catch, and it goes incomplete. So 4th down, good stop by the Prairie Wolves defense. The drive stalling here for Dubuque.
It's like a tight end tried to just bobble it a little bit and doesn't bring it in. But even if he had caught it, I think he'd been well short. Defenders there. So they force a punt on their first possession there. Good job by the Prairie Wolves, get the ball back and stopping the Spartans on their first drive.
Rugby style punt low. And take a bounce and picked up by Guzman around the 15, and he's going to be forced out of bounds short of the 30-yard line. Now Brinker, when he had that recovery for 61 yards and that touchdown off that fumble, it came against Luther College last weekend, earning him that Defensive Player of the Week honor in the ARC.
They need to get the ball to their playmaker, Timms.
That's what we pointed out in the first half. He was so quiet. It was almost like he wasn't even there, part of the offense, most of that first half. So Terry works out of the pistol. Leonard's in motion. And they'll give it up on the handoff to Evans, who takes it up to about the 28-yard line on a 1-yard gain. And we want to point out, too, that the quarterback situation, Jacob Keller, he was listed as the starter on the depth chart entering today. We found out at halftime that he is not in action today because of an injury, so we will definitely not be seeing him here on the field today at Able Stadium.
His backup, Capella, has played well in this first half for the Spartans.
Terry looks to throw. He's got Zarbanicki at the 33, up past the 35, gets across the 40, and finally tackled at the 42-yard line, and a pickup there for Zarbanicki. They'll spot him around the 43, actually, so a big first down here for Nebraska Wesleyan. This is more of what they need to do.
Well, and give Tim's credit there. Good block downfield out there to give Zarbanicki a few extra yards and to move the chains. Got to get the ball out quick. I don't think you have time to stand in the pocket. So
2 splits each side here for the Wolves. Tim's in motion. Pitch and catch. Leonard's across the 50 and brought down. Maybe he did get the first down. Let's see where they spot him. Looks like at the 47. Did they get the first down? Yes, he did.
As you see, Carter Terry got out of his hand quickly there as the rush was coming, but the receiver's able to get a first down, fight for those extra yardage, move the sticks. They need to go down the field and score right here. Take a little momentum away from the Spartans.
They'll spread it out here. Terry looking to throw. Near side, Zarbanicki around the 44, forced out of bounds on the play, as he is knocked out of bounds there by Dalton Wood. And that's a pickup of 3 down to the 44-yard line. And Wood, of course, is the one that laid the hit hard on Isaiah Donnell earlier. Isaac Donnell in that first half.
Blew his head off. Or his helmet anyway.
The helmet was knocked off. Isaac Donnell out of the game the rest of the time now. So
look like the old Rock'em Sock'em Robots game where the helmet came flying off.
Here's a toss. Timms around left side, cuts back in, and manages to get a yard. It looks like maybe down to the 42, pick up a 2 on the play. And Donnell is coming back into the stadium, it sounds like, on a cart in street clothes. So he is definitely done for the day.
Looked like that play for Timms was going to go someplace. The safety, Peterson, came flying up and really took that away for a short gain. Got to convert on third down, though, if you're the Prairie Wolves.
Evans in motion. Terry will go to the far side. Zarbanicki, did he make the grab enough for the first down? And he is short by about a half yard.
And maybe he lost his footing over there on the sideline a little bit.
He tried to, and I think this is obvious. You go for it.
Yeah, you got to. Got to go for it on fourth down
this
here.
Is manageable right here. Watch this again.
Yeah, he has to come back a little bit to make the catch, and he's short of the stick, so just about a half a yard maybe.
Fourth and short.
Clock's running on
Play
you.
clock
going.
going.
Yeah.
Terry with three, with two, gets the snap. Draw play. Terry not going to get it. And they ate up a lot of play clock and cannot convert on fourth down. And so the Spartans with a good stop on defense, and they get the ball back on a turnover on downs there. And so Wesleyan defensively back out there, and Carter Terry trots off to the sideline.
Yeah, just tried to run the quarterback lead there, and just no push up front. Spartans were ready for it. You can see they come right at this with the linebackers in the backfield before Terry even has a chance. So both teams stall on their first drive. Spartans take over on downs.
Coppola hands it off, gives it up to Giesland, and Giesland gets out to midfield and brought out of bounds at the 50, or brought down at the 50-yard line, and now Wesleyan says they got the ball.
Tried to take it away from Giesland. Officials said he was down. Well, there's two running backs today. Giesland and Buckner have really done some damage.
Yeah.
Just a 1-2 punch for the Spartans. Running off tackle, being able to run at those edges against the Prairie Wolves defense.
Right at the 50 on the left hash, near side. And Buckner gets the carry and takes it past the 50 down to the Wesleyan 48.
Just a power play there. A good job inside. Linebacker stopping him for a short gain. Prairie Wolves defense did a good job on that first drive, getting off the field, stopping, causing that third and long.
Let's see what they do here on 2nd and 8. Blitz being shown here by Wesleyan. Coppola is going to air it out down the far side, and it's going to be out of bounds around the 10-yard line, incomplete, well ahead of the intended receiver that time, which was Pipkin.
Good coverage and good pressure. Got a hit on the quarterback about waist high as he was trying to let go of it. Good coverage downfield, though, as well. That brings up 3rd and long.
7:04 remaining here in this third quarter, and Wesleyan coaching staff.
Got to get a stop here.
Big time play for both teams coming up. 3 down linemen here for Wesleyan. Coppola looking to throw. There may be a hold, no flag, and a pass over the middle goes incomplete.
Well, had plenty of time to throw the ball, but nobody open. Good coverage by the defense. They've only brought 3, dropped everybody else in coverage. They're going to force the punt.
Yep. That's the second time. That's good. Wesleyan defense has really done a pretty good job today.
You see nobody to throw to, tries to force it, but really not even an open receiver.
So
better job of picking up that crossing route that they were doing in the first half.
They were. And probably need to look at doing that. Here's that rugby-style punt. Guzman going to pick it up at the 6. To the 10, to the 15, and he's going to be tripped up and stopped around the 20-yard line. That's going to be about a 21-yard return up to the 15-yard return up to the 21-yard line by Guzman.
May not look much, but that's a big play by Guzman. Instead of being pinned back there inside the 5, he gets the ball out there close to just across the 20-yard line for field position. But they've got to string something together. They've tried to get the ball to Timms on the last drive, a couple of different little shuttle passes, but they've got to get him involved if they're going to have success here in the second half.
6:44 remaining here in the third. Carter Terry gets a snap. And a pass intended for O'Connell on the 25-yard line goes incomplete.
Carter Terry intended for David O'Connell, falling incomplete.
Well, the passing game today has not been what it's been in recent games for Wesleyan.
They haven't been able to get that deep crossing route. They haven't been able to get the ball down the field because of the pressure.
You need to break the pressure somehow. You need to come up with a big play. And
well, they haven't been able to run the ball. You'd think of maybe a screen play or something like that to take a little pressure off. But the line of scrimmage is owned by the Spartans right now.
And that, give credit to their defense for doing a good job. Tim's in motion. Terry going to try to throw to him, and it's underthrown, incomplete, around the 25.
Terry throwing off his back foot a little bit there, not delivering the ball. It's 2 passes thrown low to receivers that wouldn't have been big yardage, but ball just not thrown on time. So 3rd and long, and that's been the story all day as well, hasn't it?
It has, because on a lot of 3rd down conversions, Wesleyan has not been successful. Only just a couple of times, I believe, as Terry looks to throw. Far side and going to be thrown out of bounds, incomplete. O'Connell thought he was going to go to the 35 and make the catch there, and Terry was looking for the deep throw, and looks like a miscommunication between the two.
Well, that is just a really inefficient series there. 3 incomplete passes, 2 thrown low, and then a miscommunication from your receivers. Certainly not on the same page coming out of halftime. And you're going to give the ball back to the Spartans with good field position, probably right around midfield.
Not good. LaBelle awaiting the return. Jacob Hall's been out there quite a bit today. There's the punt. And LaBelle's going to watch it bounce across the 50 and roll out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. That's where Dubuque will take over.
And not a pretty punt, but a really effective one. Wasn't able to field it in the fly, so.
No. How about some quick facts about Dubuque?
There you go.
They got a bass fishing team there.
There you go.
How about some famous alumni? Tony Danza, remember, Tony
I
from Taxi and Who's the Boss?
Who's the Boss, yeah.
He's a University of Dubuque alum, and former football coach at Central Florida, George O'Leary.
Yep.
Played there in the 1960s, but he did not graduate. Here's the handoff as Gieslin gets up toward midfield, dragged by the jersey, stopped at about the 50-yard line.
Boy, they're getting really good line play. Gieslin just waiting for that blocker to kick out that defensive end and engage that linebacker, shoots through a hole, picks up 9 on 1st down.
They've just been running roughshod on the ground. They've been throwing the ball in the air.
Again, they're going that 3-man line across the front, and they're just able to get to control that defensive end and are just really efficient on the ground.
Passing a flat to LaBelle around the 48 across the 50. Got the 1st down, still on his feet, rolled out of a tackle, still on his feet, cutting back in around the 43 and finally brought down at the 40-yard line of Nebraska Wesleyan. Wow.
Well, that's just toughness by the receiver out there. Catches the ball, looks like he's going to be taken down, and he fights through it. There's a Prairie Wolf down. He's getting up and limping, but that's a play that should have been a couple of yards. It turns into about 7 and a 1st down just because of poor tackling.
That's Connor Wilcox, number 96, that's jogging out to the sideline that went down.
Arm tackle, fights out of that, keeps fighting forward, keeps his legs driving, moving forward, making a host of Prairie Wolves bring him down.
Here's a pitch. Gieslin getting into traffic, still on his feet. Look at the power he's shown as finally Garnis and Simpson come over and finish him off at the 36-yard line. The power that he's got with that legs.
Boy, but that's just a really good cut. Linebacker was coming on the run blitz, read it all the way. Geeson put his foot in the ground, cut up field, made the linebacker miss, and picked up about 3 or 4 yards when it looked like they might have had him for a loss. So he's running with a lot of confidence behind that line.
2nd and 6.
You talk about rhythm, offensive lines and running backs getting a rhythm as well.
And now penalty markers come out. False start maybe.
Maybe. Illegal formation maybe.
Here's the official word.
Encroachment in the neutral zone by the offense. Number 88, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Lined up offsides.
Jamari Jenkins, a 6'2", 215-pound freshman tight end. So the ball goes back behind the 40 to the Wesleyan 41. Second down here and long. Pass in the flats, complete. On the far side to Street. And Street gets the first down inside the 30. They're going to mark him at the 30, so a pickup there of 11. And Max Brinker in on the stop for Wesleyan. And again, Dubuque has found ways to move the ball.
Yeah, again, the team for not throwing the ball, they've thrown it well today. That time just a screen pass. They brought the blitz. They tried to get in the passing lane, but when they missed, first down, Dubuque.
From the Wesleyan 30. And Giesland is met up and stopped by Brinker. And Caden Daw, number 31 there, coming in right there at the point. And so a big stop there for Wesleyan.
Good job.
1 yard gain, though, for Giesland to the 29.
Linebackers flying to the football. 2 guys emerge right there. That's great defense. Need a little more of that here in this second half. A lot of pressures on these linebackers trying to get to the ball carrier and then having to tackle in space. And these are 2 really strong running backs.
And now Buckner gets the carry, and he's going to be stopped. Garnis initially got to him as he got a pickup from the 29 down to the 26, so a 3-yard gain on the play for Buckner. And
Jacob Garnis.
Yeah, Garnis is flying to the football that time, gets him around the ankles, and is able to stop that run before it gets going, grabs him by the ankle, and holds on for dear life as his other Prairie Wolf teammates hustle to the ball. So that's a good play on defense.
Yep.
Back to back, brings up 3rd down and 6.
Zach Busmente was in over there on that stop, too, for Wesleyan. And now Capola looking to roll. He's got some room. He's going to elude tackles, and Busmente, among others, over there to make the stop as Capola is short of the first down tackle at the Wesleyan 23. He had to get to the 20-yard line.
It looks like they may go for it on 4th down here. Good job, coverage downfield, pressure to force him out of the pocket, chase down from behind, short gain. 3rd and 3 looks like, or 4th and 3, and they're going to go for it.
And why not? That run game's been pretty effective today. Wesleyan defense needs to step up.
Right here's a big play.
Blitz being shown, handoff goes Buckner, and Buckner gets across the 20, going to be tackled at the 19. He got the first down, pick up a 4, got the extra yard 2, and the drive continues here for the Spartans.
And the Spartans are 2 of 2 on 4th down attempts today. Both times they've been able to convert. Right here, just a big push up front. Back has room to run, gets into the linebacker, and just drives forward for the first down.
That's just
power football.
Power smash mouth football at its finest right there in Dubuque. Inside that red zone now at the 19. And here's Buckner trying to dodge tackles, and Caden Daw comes in and finishes them off at the 16.
Well, the big thing about this drive is it's eating up a lot of time on the clock. This ground game is just chewing up clock, and a lot of reps for this Prairie Wolves defense. After that 3 and out, this was really really a killer. And that's what you can do when you run the football. You can chew up the clock and and really wear out a defense.
Stan Sweefel probably told his players at halftime, let's try to take advantage of the clock situation, run that ball, and melt as much time as possible to hold on to it. Here is Capola's pass caught at the 5-yard line. The reception made by Demond Street. And it's going to be a 1st and goal coming up here for Dubuque at the Wesleyan 5.
Yeah, 9 plays, 42 yards on this drive, and there another conversion by the quarterback, throwing that just a little set-down route in the zone when the linebackers have got a blitz to put pressure. That leaves gaps, and that's opportunity. As you can see, he throws a nice ball right here to the tight end. He goes up and catches it and converts. Really efficient on this drive.
Likely going to be the final play of the quarter as Buckner gets the handoff at the 5, eludes a tackle, cuts back in, dives into the end zone. Touchdown Dubuque. He has had a heck of a game today. That's his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And words are being exchanged between both teams at the end zone. And now 23-0. And the point after coming up here for the Spartans. Watch this again.
Yeah, just a kick out. Linebacker misses the tackle. He just has a nose for the end zone, doesn't he? Dives through, puts the ball over the goal line. That's 6.
So Kellyan Buckner takes it in there from 5 yards out. And with 9 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter, the point after coming up from Wolf. And this one up, and this one is good. 9 seconds to go. We'll keep it right here. And Kellyan Buckner, there you see, number 21, with another touchdown in the afternoon. Getting congratulated by his teammates.
Buckner's got 75 yards and 2 touchdowns here on the afternoon. So good work. And, boy, they've just really taken control of this game. And, again, offensive line just dictating. And adding that passing game, too, being able to throw the ball has really changed the dynamic of this offense from what we saw coming in.
Coming into this game today, the worst margin of loss for Wesleyan was that 37-7 loss at Central College back on September 18th. The last time that they were here in Lincoln was 2 weeks ago, and they suffered that 31-30 loss to Loras. And
last time they were shut out was 2014, November of 2014.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to get this offensive going here to prevent that from happening again.
So 24-0 is where we stand here with another 15 minutes of football left after this. And here comes the kick. And Guzman going to get it to 6, waves it as a fair catch.
Kickoff is fair catch.
And so Carter Terry and the offense will come out.
And Carter Terry needs to come out and be more efficient. Last drive, 3 and out, 3 incomplete passes, seemed to be out of rhythm, throwing off his back foot.
Yep, that's where you were pointing. I was going to allude to that. That you said he was throwing off the back foot, and usually if you do that, your passes are not going to go where you want them to go. They're going to be high or underthrown.
So we've got a penalty on the play.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the kicking team, number 18. That's a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
Hunter Preston is the one that was the guilty party of the penalty.
Well, that gives a great field position for this Prairie Wolves offense.
First and 10 for the Wolves at the ball at their own 40-yard line.
So
They can take advantage of it right here.
And that's what, the 3rd time that's happened today for Wesleyan, where they've been given a big opportunity like this.
And they haven't been able to take advantage of it. So
perhaps the final play of the quarter. Let's see what happens here with Carter Terry. And actually going to be Evan Johnson at quarterback, and finds Zarbanicki on a quick route up to the 43-yard line as time winds out and the 3rd quarter is over. And now we'll head to the 4th quarter. Nebraska Wesleyan trying to avoid a shutout as they trail 24-0 here to Dubuque on the LNK TV and Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. got some Dubuque fans here today. Made the trek from the eastern side of Iowa all the way to eastern Nebraska.
Father-in-law used to complain about the East River Democrats. My wife's from Shenandoah, Iowa,
Yeah.
so all those folks over there.
Shenandoah. Fourth quarter underway here as Johnson finds Evans. Evans gets the pass at the 45, brought down at the 46.
Well, that's a long pass play. Well delivered. Ball thrown on a rope out there. 3rd and short.
So manageable here for Wesleyan.
Right now, 366 yards of offense for Dubuque, 196 as we're start the fourth quarter for the Prairie Wolves.
Johnson, throw, slightly behind Timms around the 50-yard line. Pass broken up there on the play. Good defense there by Dubuque. And 28 that time happens to be Kylan Johnson.
Ball thrown a little late. Looked like trying to get that crossing route, but ball thrown behind him. And no chance to catch it for Timms. He's a little frustrated today. Not much on offense for him. You see the ball just thrown low, and the defender's right there to make a play. Timms only 15 yards.
Here's the punt. And it's going to go out. Simpson tried to get down there to mark it down, but
boy, just past the cone. That was almost a coffin corner for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That would have been maybe a big play there. But, again, you put the defense back on, go to 3 and out, put your defense back on the field after giving up a long drive. Tough afternoon for the Prairie Wolves.
Yeah, it's just been difficult and trying to find something to get going in terms of a spark on offense. Defense has worked their tails off and trying to stop this Dubuque offense. And Coppola hands it off now. And a fumble on the play. Loose football picked up by the Prairie Wolves and taking it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, that's what they needed right there, a big play on defense.
Jacob Grauman picks it up and takes it into the end zone. So Grauman with the 6. Watch this again. Watch this again. A big hit that time. That was Caden Daw, I think, that provided the hit. And then Grauman scoops it up and takes it into the end zone.
Grauman with a great job of punching it out as he made the tackle. Comes in with that offhand with the fist and knocks it away. And that's a big play. Gives the defense a touchdown.
And now the point after. The kick is up from Neufeld, and it's up and through. So with just over 14 minutes left here, Jacob Grauman, a senior out of Adams, Nebraska, playing at Freeman, takes it into the end zone off the fumble. 24-7, Prairie Wolves on the scoreboard. Back here at Able Stadium on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network, here on LNK TV. Jeff Moats, Tim Bob Kitzmiller, and our entire Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network crew with you from Able Stadium here on Homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend. And a fumble and a recovery into the end zone for a touchdown from Grauman. And here on the kickoff is Buckner for Dubuque, spins and tries to work his way upfield, still on his feet, finally gets up. And they're going to mark him down close to the 35-yard line. There is a penalty marker on the field.
Boy, just tough running, though. They have just not gone down easy. They've made the Prairie Wolves wrap them up, and they fought through tackles. That's 2 weeks in a row, though. The defense has had
on Nebraska Wesleyan.
I was going to say it's 2 weeks in a row that the defense linebackers have had a scoop and score. So,
well, Brinker did it last week up at Luther, and now Grauman does it today against Dubuque.
and Dubuque's fumbled the ball. As I said, had some fumble issues early in the year. That's the first one today, first turnover for them.
From the 37, and it's Giesling who takes it. Tiger Giesling gets up past the 40 to the 42-yard line, a pickup of 5 on the play for him.
That'll put him over 100 yards for the afternoon. He was 98 as the quarter started, so, and 81 for Buckner. So you got two backs pushing close to 100 yards. That's a very efficient offense. 192 through the third quarter.
2nd and 5 from the 42. And it's Giesling working to the edge, got the first down, gets across the 50, going to be forced out of bounds right around the 50-yard line.
And they've done that all afternoon. They've been able to kick out that defensive end, get onto the linebacker, and give him a lane off the edges to run through. And then again, Giesling and Buckner both have found lanes. This offensive line for Dubuque has been really, really efficient, and good game plan running against this 3-5, 3-4 defense that the Prairie Wolves play.
From the 50, 1st and 10. A pass and a flat complete to LaBelle, eludes a tackle or two, and now Garnis gets to him and finished off at about the 48 of Dubuque, so a loss of 2 on the play.
Well, you like to see that. A lot of black shirts, a lot of gold helmets hustling to the football after fighting off that tackle at the initial point of completion. You see he fights through the tackle there, forces him inside, then you got 3, 4, 5 hats to the football. That's good hustle defense.
2nd and long here for Dubuque. Coppola out of the gun. Looking to throw, got somebody down the far side. It's incomplete. That's Pipkin again for Dubuque. That was the intended receiver.
Good coverage that time. Corner underneath, safety over the top, ball thrown wide, but that's the only place you could throw it. Otherwise, defensive back had a chance to make a play on it.
Kojo with the coverage down there for Nebraska Wesleyan. There's Bustamante right there. He's been on some stops as one of the linebackers for Wesleyan.
You get a stop here on 3rd and long.
Coppola dropping back. He'll scramble, looking toward the edge, and going to be forced out of bounds by Garnis.
Good job by Garnis. Good hustle. Good pressure by that front 3, forcing the quarterback out. Linebacker just flowing to the football. You can see this right here. Good pressure off the edge. Makes him step up. Here comes the linebacker rushing to the football and just not letting him turn the corner.
11th tackle of the afternoon for Jacob Garnis. So 4th down here, punt formation. And Guzman picks it up at the 18, to the 20, to the 25, and stretches up to the 30-yard line. And Wesleyan will get the football here with 11:47 to go in this game.
Well, they just need to get something together, get a drive before this game's over. You know, they've just had no rhythm.
Well, you want something to happen offensively. We saw the score on the board. You look at that, well, the offense, no, it was the defense. Defense has done a tremendous job today. The offense has just been a little sluggish out there as Johnson's out at quarterback again. He'll send 3 receivers to the right. Pump fakes, eludes a tackle, still on his feet, throws the ball underthrown, incomplete around the 35-yard line. Looked like Zarbanicki was the intended receiver.
But pressure forcing him out of the pocket, not pushing him off his mark. He does a good job of avoiding the sack and just throwing it, again, at the feet of the receiver. He's thrown several balls low. He hasn't really been crisp as he's come in relief here.
Tim's in motion. And it is, I believe, Vargas who got the handoff.
Tried to get a sweep there that time. Looked like maybe he should have taken that to the outside. He tried to follow his blocker, but the linebacker, defensive end, giving him no place to go, brings up 3rd and long.
Xander Vargas is 5'4", 163 pounds, a sophomore from Wellington, Kansas, right there in the southern part of Kansas, south of Wichita.
I know where Wellington is. I played ball at Southwestern College in Winfield, so I know where Wellington, Kansas is.
3rd and 10. And an interception. Picked off on the play. And it's Tyler Geeman who intercepted the pass and brought down at the 35 of Nebraska Wesleyan. And second interception thrown today by the Prairie Wolves, the first by Johnson.
Johnson just throws this ball high over the middle, and you never want to do that. Safety sitting there waiting for it. And I can tell you, as a backup quarterback, I had to come in a few times. It's tough to come off the bench cold, and he's struggled here. And giving the ball right back to Dubuque with good field position.
Capolo will work out of the pistol. And it's Buckner, stiff arms his way around right side. He's got an open crease down the near side, and he's going to take that into the end zone for a touchdown on the first play from scrimmage at the 35-yard line. Penalty markers, though, out on the field.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
Maybe a hold. It was a good stiff arm, it looked like, as he made the first defender miss, but we'll see what the call is. Looks like a Mace stand. Oh, they're going to take him back. Yeah, it's a hold.
David Forsyth there on the screen, the head referee. Let's get the word from him.
After the score, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense, number 21. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. That's number 21's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
So the touchdown stands. Watch this again.
This is just a tired defense. It's a stiff arm there and then just races up the sidelines.
And he said something as he was going into the end zone. And that puts him over 100 yards rushing this afternoon. And that is his 3rd touchdown of the day. And now Jacob Wolf with the point after. And the point after is up and good. 10:49 to go. 31-7 Dubuque, leading Nebraska Wesleyan. We'll step aside for this word here on the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network on LNK TV.
When you're out to make a difference in the world, begin by exploring what inspires you at Nebraska Wesleyan University. The bridge between you and meaningful, unforgettable experiences. Designed from personal attention to internships to translate into success in your career and life. A place of powerful learning designed to explore you, discover you, propel you. Nebraska Wesleyan University. NWU.
See shots of players, coaches, and staff.
Back here at Able Stadium, Hall of Fame and Homecoming Weekend at Nebraska Wesleyan. Jeff Moats, Tim Bob Kitzmiller, and you on LNK TV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network as Dubuque leads at 31-7 over the Prairie Wolves. The 7 points for Nebraska Wesleyan was off a fumble recovery returned for a touchdown by Jacob Grauman early on in this 4th quarter.
Well, Dubuque has just, again, run the football. They've played good defense. They've taken away the strength of the Prairie Wolves offense. and they've dictated tempo on defense. And that was just a tired defense giving up that touchdown there after the interception on that last play.
Here's the kick. Guzman will field at 26, 30, 35, 40, 45, and hit, and going to be stumbling and falling forward into Dubuque territory with a nice little return as he gets it across midfield, going to be marked down at the Dubuque 46-yard line.
Guzman's done good work today. He's punt recover and going to kick returns. He's got him good field position. And here he finds a crease, gets up across midfield, takes a hit, and bounces off, keeps fighting forward. He's given him good field position on several occasions.
That's big time right there. Now, Evan Johnson out there running the offense here for Wesleyan. Tim's in motion. Johnson, screen toss, lobs up, nobody there, incomplete.
Boy, they look like they was set up. Ball has got to be thrown a little bit more crisp. You want to throw it over the lineman, but you want to put a little bit of zip on it. There's too much, float there. It's hard to find if you're the running back. And that time, had the screen set up, I'd called for that earlier in the game, and they just missed it.
Johnson, he is a sophomore out of Hastings Adams Central. Second down here. Johnson finds Zarbanicki around the 40. Going to be bumped out of bounds. Got this forward progress at the 40-yard line, so a pickup of 6. So 3rd and 4 here for the Wolves.
St. Cecilia's got a really good tradition of players. Had a few go to the Nebraska, and a lot of them just really good program out there in Hastings.
And Adams Central, where Johnson went to.
Adams Central, I'm sorry. I said St. Cecilia.
Well, both.
Adams Central. Adams Central traditionally ran the option when I was used to do games out there with on the radio. So
Hastings High's been pretty decent here the last year or two. Here's a pass from Johnson over here to the near side at the 35-yard line. It was intended for Vargas, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Adams Central has those old school Patriot helmets, like from the old New England Patriot and old New England Patriot helmets. So 4th and 4.
And you bring out the punting unit with under 10 minutes to go in this game. Jacob Hall's been out there a lot today.
He has. His hamstring's going to be sore after this game.
Here's the punt. End over end boot. Bounces around the 4, bounces back up around the 8-yard line in Dubuque territory. Adams Central's been, they were preseason ranked, and then St. Cecilia's been pretty good. There have been a lot of good, Division III NAIA type football players that have come out of those schools.
They really have. They do a good job. And, looking down the roster here, Nebraska Wesleyan's built this program on a lot of in-state kids.
Yeah,
they really have.
You look down the row here, and you got a penalty marker on the field.
Unnecessary roughness, number 43 of Dubuque. That's half the distance to the goal. First down.
And now, the thing with Dubuque today that has hurt them penalty-wise, it hasn't been really procedure penalties. It's been maybe 1 or 2 of those. A lot of them have been unsportsmanlike or personal foul penalties.
Yeah, I really have. And it's got a little chippy out there, and they're kind of talking smack and maybe getting a little overly aggressive. Glad the officials are trying to tap that down a little bit. Got a new quarterback in.
7 penalties, 75 yards for Dubuque today, and here is Giesland, who breaks free and ran out of bounds, got the first down. They're going to mark him around the 19-yard line, so a pickup there for Giesland and gets the first down.
Giesland's had a great afternoon. Those 2 running backs, Giesland and Buckner, have been really, really efficient. Offensive lines look good. They're on first down. Runs for about 11, 12.
31-7 the score with 9:25 remaining here in this game. Blitz being shown there by Kojo. He's trying to get in there from the edge. Now Garnis trying to go through. Handoff they go. Flag comes out. Giesland again on the carry.
Probably a hold where the flag came in from.
Usually that's what the case is.
Holding, number 78 of the offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
But not exactly. Again, this is one of those few procedure penalties that we've seen today from this
Half the distance to the goal.
from this Dubuque team. And there you see the markers come in. There was the hold right in that middle there, 78. For Dubuque is Jack Connors.
As I say, usually when you have holds, it's because you're catching defenders. And this, for the most part, Dubuque's offensive line has just been firing out and driving this Prairie Wolves defense back on its heels.
Approaching the 9-minute mark here of this ball game. Long count. And Giesland gets the carry, and Garnis is there for another tackle. That should be number 12 for him today.
Garnis has done a nice job. That's about the third time he's been able to shoot the gap there. We'll see what it looks like if we get a replay on it. He's able to bring that blitz through, that run blitz, and get right on the back as he takes the handoff and drop him for a loss.
Ben Gutlig is in at quarterback with 8:30 and rolling here in this ball game. 31-7, Dubuque ahead. Little play action keeper, it looks like, as Gutlig gets hit as he gets up toward the 18-yard line.
Pretty safe play there, just a quarterback draw, if you will, kind of a quarterback sweep.
And his helmet came off, so he's going to have to come off. So Gutlig will try it over to the far sideline.
Took a pretty good hit. Cuts back, gets a lane to run in, gets hit helmet to helmet, gets another strong hit, and the helmet comes off at the end.
The ball on the 18-yard line.
Nothing malicious about that. Good run, good tackle.
Coppola back out there at quarterback for Dubuque. And handoff goes Giesland. And Brinker trips him up by the shoelaces around the 16-yard line. Bringing up fourth down. Good effort by the defense.
Yeah, they've played tough all day. They really have. It's just been a lot of snaps and a lot of reps against a really good running team.
Loss of 3 on the play brings up fourth down.
They're going to force a punt here.
16-yard line.
You know, it's tough when you're playing that 3-3 defense, or 3-4 defense, if you will, at 3-5, and you're trying to get the linebackers have to really, really come up and fill. There's been a lot of pressure on them today.
Here's the punt. And Guzman gets at the 50, tries to cut back in, goes down the near side, 40 breaking tackles, and forced out of bounds by Wood at the 35 of Dubuque.
Well, if you're a punt returner, you got to be a little bit crazy and a little bit fearless, and he's both. Today he's done a nice job of fielding the ball there, taking some hits, trying to get some positive yardage. Kind of drifts over here and
it'll be 1st and 10 for the Prairie Wolves.
Cuts back, breaks the tackle, keeps going. Looks like he might go somewhere.
And then Dalton Wood
put it into that.
Laid the shoulder down. He's the one that knocked out Donnell early in the game. Here is Johnson, gets the snap here on 1st and 10 for the 34. Pass complete along the near side, and Timms thrown down inside the 25, brought down at the 22-yard line.
Maybe only about the 4th reception for Timms today.
Jordan Boatwright made the stop and marked him down.
That'd be probably the 5th reception there. Probably not more than, he was at 4 for 15 yards. So
Johnson will work out of the pistol. He'll send O'Connell over to the right side with Mathis on the upper right part of your screen. And Vargas gets the carry as he's going to be stopped around the 20-yard line on the carry. Pickup of about 2. And Vargas lost his helmet, so he's going to have to come out.
Helmet off, number 2.
Well, a frustrating afternoon for Nebraska Wesleyan teams used to going up and down the field, putting up big offensive numbers, and they've just been shut down here today.
If you would have been here on week 1 when they beat Eureka College and scored 69 points,
it was a track meet.
It was a track meet from beginning to end. Play action here. Johnson going to be taken down for a loss of yards, but a fumble on the play. Did Dubuque get it back? Dubuque says they got it.
That'd just be salt in the wounds at this point. Nope.
Wesleyan got it. Good recovery that time by Nayberg that time. On that offensive line, recovered the football for the Prairie Wolves.
He tries to avoid the sack here, doesn't secure the ball, gets ripped out. Good job by the defender on the blitz, and lucky to get back on it. Good hustle there by the offensive lineman to get that ball back. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 16.
They'll spread it out here for Johnson. He'll scramble and look toward the right. And a catch made and a hit on Zarbanicki out of bounds.
Well, this secondary is doing a good job of just taking away the first option all day, making the quarterback go through the projection, go through their options, and the defense has been able to flush them from the pocket. And there's another example. Going to go for it on 4th down.
Why not? Just under 5.5 minutes. You need points. They'll spread it out. Johnson going to look to throw toward the near side to O'Connell. Gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, Nebraska Wesleyan. And words are being exchanged right there, I think. And O'Connell with a big grab into the end zone.
Well, ball thrown high, and let him go get it up in the air. Let's see what the replay looks like. 4th down. They go for it. Quarterback has time to throw. Just
Watch
throws
this.
it up. Yeah, just a great job of going up and getting it over the defender and steps into the end zone. Finally, the offense gets a touchdown on the board.
And the point after attempt is up, and it is good. He got that reception and good coverage there by Dubuque, and it's 31-14. Dubuque still ahead of Nebraska Wesleyan. Another timeout, back to Able Stadium after you see this. Well, considering he had only 90 yards of offense so far in the second half, that touchdown pass to O'Connell is a big bright spot for the offense for Wesleyan. They have struggled all game, and now they're down 31-14. Picked up at the 18 by Buckner, eluding a tackle around the 26, and runs into a mob of players at the 31.
Well, that's an opportunity. O'Connell's 6'4" out there, goes down and just throw it up, and he's got a height advantage, and he took advantage of it that time over the defender, and just a feel-good touchdown if you're the
That's the first offensive touchdown of the afternoon.
Yeah, only 90, as you said, only 90 yards of offense. They only had 158 in the first half, so that's a big drop-off from their performance the last few weeks.
And that's the first touchdown pass thrown this season by Johnson, by the way. Flags come out here as Buckner gets the handoff as he stutter steps and takes it up to about the 26-yard line. And now the penalty marker on the field. Let's see what the official word is from.
Illegal formation on the offense, 5 in the backfield. That's a 5-yard penalty. 18 first down.
Sometimes when you got your twos in there, not everybody gets lined up in the right spot, and we've seen a couple of those penalties here as we've gotten the second unit of players on the field for
looking
the
ahead.
Spartans. Looking ahead, yeah.
Looking ahead to next week, you go to Buena Vista up at Storm Lake. You got a week off, and then you got Simpson here in Lincoln on Halloween weekend on October 30th.
Well, Buena Vista should be an opportunity to win a ball game there. I don't
Yeah.
think they're 0 for the year so far.
And they got 2 non-conference wins. And
He's pointing out the play clock.
delay a game.
Play a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
I was
Actually, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say Buena Vista, they do have 1 conference win.
First and 20 for the
They're
Spartans
2-3 on the
ball
season. They're
20-yard
1-2 in conference play.
Simpson is the team that had.
And they beat Luther. That's who they beat. So both Luther and Simpson, who are still winless on the season. Luther was the lone victory in conference play for Buena Vista. First and long here for the Spartans. And Goodlig will keep it as he takes it up to the 25-yard line.
We got it.
And now we got a scrum away from the football, and penalty markers come up. And Buckner was upfield, and I think he got into a scrum with Kojo that time.
Now the penalty's back at about the 45-yard line, well away from the play.
And you got Wesleyan fans that are yelling.
They're offsetting unsportsmanlike penalties on both teams. Number 2 of Wesleyan, number 70 of Dubuque. That is their first unsportsmanlike penalties of the game.
They're not happy. There's been a several. Let's see if we see what happened down here. Oh, there we go.
Wow. I don't know. I mean, they're saying both unsportsmanlikes. I
don't know. He's blocking down.
Jeremy West, the 6'3", 300-pound left guard, as you saw on the screen, was the one that pushed Kojo down after the play.
Right. But I don't know where
he got.
I know
Kojo got picked up for the unsportsmanlike. And now Buckner on the carry, and he's going to be ran out of bounds short of the 30-yard line.
Buckner fell awkwardly over there on that sideline. On that tackle, he's up and walking around. That was just kind of an awkward fall he had there.
31-14 ball game, and it's still pretty chippy here with 3:44 to go.
Yeah, the Prairie Wolves not happy about this score on homecoming. You can tell they didn't expect to get manhandled like this.
Goodlig hands it off. And a new running back in there. Let's see if we can get the number.
Or 32 looks like. He's got his jersey tucked up under his shoulder pads, so it's hard to see.
Joe Peterson, it looks like, is the guy that carried the ball. And we got an injured Prairie Wolf on the field. And somebody can't get a number, can't tell what the number is.
No, I can't.
That's Brinker.
Brinker.
That's Brinker. So he's down on the turf with 3:30 left here in the game. That's not good.
Yeah, they seem to be looking down at his lower leg, maybe his ankle area. But
yeah. So Brinker gets up, and he's going to be helped off that. Does not look good.
He's not putting any weight on it. No, that's not good. But
no, that's unfortunate.
After having such a great game last week.
And today he's played really well, too. So
Connor Howland to punt for the Spartans.
4th down here, and the punting unit back out for Dubuque. So next week it's Buena Vista, then Simpson here in Lincoln on the 30th, Wartburg on the 6th, and Coe on the 13th of November.
Still an opportunity to have the best season they've had since they've gone to Division III. So
in a while.
Yeah.
Here's the snap. Here's the punt as Guzman fields it at the 26. And he tries to get out of a tackle, and he's going to be stopped.
Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
And he went down hard.
He's a tough kid, but that hurt. He got kind of landed on, holding his arm.
You know, and this may be, I mean, we've seen some physical play. You know, Loris was pretty tough a few weeks ago. And today, I mean, like, Dubuque. I mean, how many guys from Wesleyan have gone down today?
Yeah, let's see if we can see what happened on this play. He feels it right along the sidelines. And
he came in, got laid down hard.
Got hit late.
Completion that time. So Timms was the intended target that time. MJ Roop was the guy that came in and finished off Guzman pretty hard, and that's how Guzman landed on his left arm awkwardly. Here's Johnson again, and Mathis could not get to it on a quick slant route up around the 35, incomplete.
Pretty tight window, just couldn't quite get it there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
But I was going to say, Dubuque, to finish the thought about Dubuque, they've been very, very, very physical today. I mean, again, how many guys from Wesleyan have gone down?
Well, they've been physical at the point of attack, on special teams, on running the ball, as well as their defense.
And Johnson to the near side, going to air it out. And was there interference? No. They're not going to say pass interference on O'Connell.
Wow.
I don't know about that. That looked like there's definitely some contact. And Jordan Boatwright exchanging with some words here. And he's showing his jersey to the Wesleyan sideline and the fans. And no whistle at all.
Yeah.
I mean, there was contact.
There was contact.
There was definite contact there.
Take a look at it here. Well, he runs into him. The receiver never really locates the ball, I think may have been part of the problem.
That's probably true. Here's the punt. And LaBelle's going to run it around the 29. And he's going to be tripped up, gets across the 35 to about the 38. 39-yard line is where they're going to spot him.
Well, at this point with 2:32 to go, if you're the Prairie Wolves, you're just hoping to end this game with no more injuries to your defense. You've lost some players.
And we have not seen Carter Terry back out there either.
39-yard line.
And you hope that with Carter Terry, it's one of those where he can heal up for next week.
Well, and you hope they can maybe get their running back. Didn't see number 38 at all today in that offense for
Romaine.
Romaine.
Not in there. There you see Carter Terry on the sideline. And a handoff over here to Peterson. Goes around right side. Gets up to the 45-yard line. Timeout taken by Nebraska Wesleyan with 2:26 remaining. I think.
Nebraska Wesleyan.
Quinn Keller also in the tackle.
So Quinn Keller in there on the play, and second down, and we'll call it 5 coming up here when play resumes, and we'll just keep it right here. So again,
number 6 Loomis coming up making a nice tackle on that play.
But that was Quinn Keller actually that made the tackle.
I'm sorry, I thought it was number 6. I'm sorry.
It is 6. It was Wesleyan.
A reminder, there's more homecoming
action. I'm sorry about that.
I was going to say, I'm doing a double take too
I got my rosters wrong. I apologize.
But yeah, it was Quinn Keller that made the stop. But tough one today here on homecoming. And now you look to next week and try to regroup here against Buena Vista. There you see Quinn Keller.
There we go. Now I found him on the roster. I apologize.
Coach's son there for Nebraska Wesleyan. 2nd and 5 from their own 44 on the right hash here for Dubuque. Simpson showing blitz. And a new running back in here now for
Peterson.
Peterson, it looks like.
Tackle led by T.J. Roybal for the Wolves.
Timeout.
Nope.
Nebraska Wesleyan.
Montrez Duckworth was the ball carrier. Duckworth, the ball carrier for Dubuque. There you see our camera crew up there. There you see. There's Steve Smith pointing and waving. He's been with this crew a long time. Aaron up there as well. There's John Haxby. Old Hacks. Been in this field for a long time. There's old Hacks. Give him the thumbs up. Can we go to Austin in the north end zone? Maybe not. There he is. Big wave from him.
And I broke the camera here in the booth, so you can't see me anymore.
You can't see us.
Can't see us because I broke the camera.
3rd and 9. Or 3rd and a yard short, actually, here for Dubuque. And nice pass caught there. And the reception by Pipkin on a long toss from Gutlig. And they're going to mark him out
That's about the 4th big pass play.
at the 11-yard line. What a pass.
Throws that fade route down the sideline, throws it up where only his receiver can go get it. Well thrown.
And for a team coming into today ranked 8th out of 9 teams in the ARC, they've been looking like they've been the top passing team in the conference. Handoff here on 1st and 10, and nothing doing there. Keller and a few others in there on the play. The ball carrier that time happened to be Cameron Brees.
Well, you wonder, Prairie Wolves took a couple of timeouts there on defense. Maybe Dubuque decided, well, if we're going to take a timeout, we'll just take a shot down the field.
Yeah.
And get a chance to put more points on the field, on the board.
Good league out of the gun, 2nd down, and we'll call it 9 from the 10. And he'll keep it as he goes left side. And finally brought down around the 5-yard line. So Gutlig with a pickup of 5 on the play. So 3rd and short here with a minute to go. And timeout being called as an injured Prairie Wolf on the field.
Yeah, a couple of them a little slow to get up.
Is that Garnis?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
No, Caden Daw. Caden Daw is the one that's down on the turf for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Well, their linebackers for Wesleyan just take a beating today.
Yeah. I mean, the way that the ball carriers have been for Dubuque between Buckner and Giesland and a few others that have come in to run the ball, I mean, they've really been attacking.
Yeah, they did that all afternoon. They kicked out the defensive end and ran right at those linebackers and really made them tackle in space. Some big, strong running backs. And here we'll see what happened. They were checking his lower leg. Hard to see in that scrum. Looks like maybe got rolled up on, but he's up and walking off. Little gimpy.
Got a big hand for Caden Daw.
He's saying somebody just came and hit me right in the thigh. That hurts.
You hope it doesn't turn into a deep bruise or anything like that, or just a tough go today.
Yeah. As you said, this Dubuque offense and defense, the team all has been just really, really physical. And has kind of taken the wind out of the sails of the Nebraska Wesleyan's offense, and has really beat up on their defense for most of the afternoon.
Final 50 seconds of this one as the clock rolls. 3rd and 4 from the 5 of Wesleyan. And a handoff going to go short of the goal line that time. Ball carrier
Carried by
Montrez Duckworth again.
Prairie Wolves trying to prevent a touchdown here. The clock is running.
Picks up 4th down and 1.
So see if they just let it run out here.
The ball on the 2-yard line.
I don't think they have to snap it if they don't want to.
Well, I think they're going to let it run out because the game clock's ahead of the play clock, and this will probably do it as both teams get ready to meet at midfield in the final 10 seconds. Tick off here. And so Dubuque comes into Lincoln, and they pick up their 4th win of the season as they win 31-14 this afternoon over Nebraska Wesleyan. So the Prairie Wolves unable to come away with a victory today, and so Dubuque improves to 4-1 overall, 3-0 in conference play. Wesleyan falls to 1-3 in conference play. They go to 3-3 overall on the campaign. Our next broadcast of Nebraska Wesleyan football here on LNK TV will be on October 30th. Simpson College in town to take on Nebraska Wesleyan, and we'll have the action for you right here on LNK TV and the Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network. Again, the final score is Dubuque 31, Nebraska Wesleyan 14. For Tim Bob Kitzmiller and our entire Nebraska Wesleyan Sports Network crew, I'm Jeff Moats saying so long. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. Good afternoon from Able Stadium in Lincoln.
Today's Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network broadcast was made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity, own it. And Nebraska Wesleyan University, NWU.